everybody, and welcome to Joe Sanchez Stadium in Rio Grande City. This is Terry Beitler along with Joey Cavillo, and we are here for the non-district matchup between the Weslaco Panthers and the Rattlers of Rio Grande City. First time that we've had the K-West cameras over here at Rio Grande City in our illustrious history at K-West, and got a nice view. The weather has turned out beautiful, Joey, and we look forward to a very good battle between these two teams tonight.
That's right, Terry. We're the first look of for the Panthers. This is the first time I get to look at them this year. Last game I did not get to see them play against Harlingen South. I understand they did great offensively, but they also have a great offense here in Rio Grande City. We need to watch out for the Rattlers' offense. Last year they averaged about 400 yards per game. And on the other side of the ball, they gave up about 400 yards a game. They did not have a very good season last year, 3-7 right now. Not a great start off to their season. 0-2 in the season, and being blown out in both games. I think North 14-50, and in the second game, week 2 of the football season, 14-35 against Brownsville Pace. They got some speed on the outside, Terry, and we need to probably run up the middle behind Larry Cardenas there.
Right. One thing that I know Rio Grande City is starting the ballgame without their leading rusher, number 28, Justin Ortega, who was out with an injury for the rest of this year, and he was off to a pretty fast start, but he is not going to be available for them tonight.
And their best tackler on defense, number 57, George Valdez, is also out for the season with a shoulder injury.
Valdez, yeah. Well, the Panthers are going to kick off. It'll be Jesus Bocanegra. Last week against Harlingen South, Weslaco eventually had to start kicking the ball down the middle of the field because the Hawks were bringing it up past the 40 almost every time. And so that was a concern on special teams. But the Weslaco defense, you'll enjoy this team, Joey. They are a hard-hitting bunch of Panthers this year. Bocanegra getting ready to kick. They've got number 3, Orly Oviedo, in the middle of the field, and once again kind of down the middle and into the end zone. Somebody's going to have to go get it. And they do, so Rio Grande City will start from the 20. I don't think Harlingen South last week started one time from inside their 20-yard line. They had it in great field position, so that alone will give Weslaco an advantage to start on defense at the 20-yard line. We'll see how these teams vary. Last week, the Harlingen South quarterback, Joey, threw 38 passes. I don't expect to see that tonight from Rio Grande City.
Well, what I expect to see is if this field holds up tonight, because it has been raining cats and dogs throughout the day today from what the field staffs told me today. So it depends on how bad that ground is and how well it drained.
Yeah, it looks good from here. We'll set the lineup for you. Coming, trying to sweep wide, the Panthers in the backfield, and down they go, number 19 for Weslaco. I think that's 19, or is it 18?
But Terry, I missed it. I thought it was number 13 or 16.
Well, if it is 13, it's Dominic Elmore, and that is a 3-yard loss. Number 1, Angel Alapa, I guess, is the quarterback.
Jaime Gonzalez, one of the best running backs, one of the best receivers that they have. If you look at their offense, Terry, it's very similar to ours, slot T offense.
Well, they got some big guys up front. And all of a sudden, the referees are going to call a timeout. Rio Grande City calls timeout. No score here at Joe Sanchez Stadium.
El año pasado sabía que quería ir a la universidad, pero no sabía cómo pagarla. Estaba preocupada, pero mi consejero del programa Gear Up me dijo que el gobierno me podía ayudar. Y para obtener ese dinero, solo tuve que llenar una forma. Esa forma es el FAFSA. El día 1 de enero es cuando puedo llenar la forma de FAFSA para el próximo año escolar. Y tú sabes que voy a tomar ese paso para asegurar que mi carrera se mantenga en la dirección correcta.
Back in Rio Grande City, Terry Beitler along with Joey Cavillo. And Joey, we're only 35 seconds into the game, and already the Rattlers want a timeout. Maybe they wanted to see what Weslaco was running. Alapa is the quarterback. Oh, a little movement. There's going to be a penalty against the Rattlers. Number 4, Chris Guerra, came out of the 3-point stance that time, Joey. He's going to cost him 5 more yards.
And number 3, it looked like it was going to take right down the middle, Terry. Number 3, that's Orly Oviedo.
Oviedo? Well, Oviedo, remember, was the guy on the kickoff return, but Rio Grande City elected to let that ball go into the end zone. The ball is bouncing pretty good tonight. But, you know, you're talking about the field position and the field condition, Joey. From here, it looks great. I don't see a lot, torn up in him, but, you never know as time goes on.
I'm looking at the opposite side of the field, Terry. When we get on that side, maybe when the Panthers have it.
Alapa fakes. Here comes, he's a left. Now the big rush on in the middle of the field. He's got a receiver. at the 30-yard line. Then down he goes at the 32, but a first down on the reception, number 32. Jaime Gonzalez, who was the tackler at the time. Looks like Dominic Elmore again.
Yeah, and
number 13.
Jaime Gonzalez is the best receiver, so he's the go-to man when they go into to passing situations.
Well, you know, they got to the quarterback, but he did have some time to throw, and he found a big target in Gonzalez right in the middle of the field. And just like that, the Rattlers are going to move the sticks after Weslaco had got him down a little bit.
And it's amazing, Terry, Alafa, is number 1 for Rio Grande City, is actually the number 2 quarterback.
All right, 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line. 2 men in the backfield, handoff, nope, yep, number 3 with Oviedo, and Oviedo is up to the 36. He might have picked up maybe 4 at the most. In on the stop, number 45 for Weslaco, Michael Sines, who was big last week as well. Sines comes out along with Nathan Alvarado come out of the lineup. A couple guys coming in to replace him. So Alafa, you say, is the backup quarterback. Well, he's getting the start tonight.
Well, the quarterback, the previous quarterback got hurt against the Edinburgh North game and played sparingly against Pace.
All right, second down at about 6 yards to go. Man in motion coming to the near side. Handoff, and whoa, just like that, he is taken down. Looks like number 36 for Weslaco, Ernesto Tafoya, and he didn't get much. Might have got up to the 37 or 38. It's going to bring up 3rd down at about 5, and one more time the Weslaco defense is going to try to force them into a punt situation if they can.
Hey, Terry, I like what they're doing here in the fact that they're rotating those defensive linemen, keep them fresh, make sure that the offensive line doesn't wear them down too much.
Coach Tony V is pacing the sideline right at midfield right now. Whoa, a little movement. Alafa lefty to throw. Got some time over the middle, and almost picked off. The Weslaco defense come up with some interceptions last week. Dominic Elmore, again, is playing like he really wants to be out there. Remember, he returned a kick or an interception last week for 50 yards and a touchdown. He's got some speed, and he broke that play up. It's 4th down and about 4.
And you can tell what Rio Grande City's whole idea is when they get ready to pass the ball, Terry, is get right behind the linebacker, sit there, and we can try to get it over the linebackers.
Give me a number on that punter. Is that the quarterback?
Number 1.
Okay. Always an advantage when you got your quarterback or one of your running backs kicking, because they also can take off with the ball. High snap, but Alafa gets it. He's a lefty. Throws left and kicks left. Ball is down at the 30, and it's going to settle down at about the 26-yard line. Now, let's see if the Panther offense can exploit this fairly weak Rio Grande City defense. They have given up a lot of yards, Joey, in their first 2 games.
Yeah, and they were supposed to be pretty good this year. They had about 7 returning starters from last year and about 26 total for the entire team. So high expectations here in Rio Grande City and not really living up to it. They're looking for their first win, and hopefully it's not against the Panthers.
Randy Lopez is the quarterback. Ralph Garcia was in the ballgame. Now he's out of there. And I don't know if we have a penalty marker. All of a sudden, Weslaco wants a timeout before they even run their first play. So timeout on the field, and still no score here. Just underway from Joe Sanchez Stadium in Rio Grande City, Texas.
Get your hands up. With so many things to choose from, no wonder many choose to be crunk-free.
We're here at the heart of Dry County celebrating the Soberville victory. So tell me, Eric, what is the secret for you winning the championship?
Staying crunk-free, baby!
This is Soila McSober reporting to you live with the latest sports news.
If you're under the age of 21, you will be arrested, fined, and you will lose your license for 365 days. Know the facts and be part of the solution.
Well, the Panthers back on the field before Rio Grande City can regroup. Look for Rojas and RC Cervantes to get a lot of carries tonight. Randy Lopez is the quarterback. Well, I don't look like they've got anybody behind Lopez, but they've got 2 men in the slot on the left-hand side. Cervantes will come in motion to the near side. He does. Fakes the handoff. They're going to throw. They got a man wide open out here at the 45, 50-yard line.
Beautiful
and down a beautiful pass to Joseph Martinez from Randy Lopez on the very first play from scrimmage, down into the Rattler territory at the 46-yard line. And whoa, what a start that time for the Panthers, Joey.
And we were talking about the Panther offense being such a passing-oriented team. The quarterback, such a great thrower. And right there, he's got the receivers to catch the ball, Joseph Martinez.
All right, Joseph Martinez on the catch. Into the ball game comes number 20, Joe Cuellar. And in the backfield, Ryan Flores kind of a linebacker in the book, but he's a protector of Randy Lopez. Receivers to both sides of the field now. Looks like they're going to throw the ball. Cervantes coming this way. They fake. Here comes a rush. Oh, and down he goes. Oh, my. Back to the 45-yard line, a 9-yard loss. You know, that never happened last week against Harlingen South. They had all day long to throw against the Hawks, but here come the Rattler defense, and, man, it just stormed him. He didn't have a chance.
One of the things they've said about the Rattlers is they've got some speed, and maybe what they're trying to do is doing a little bit of stunts and just trying to get past the Panthers and really shake up Randy Lopez.
Second, actually, they're going to say a 10-yard loss back to the 46-yard line. Lopez under center right now. R.C. Cervantes in motion. Inside handoff to Rojas, and boy, I'll tell you what, he got nowhere. He lost another couple yards. Everybody knows the Tony Villarreal offense as far as the counter plays and things of that nature, and that's exactly what happened. Another big loss of 2 yards back to the 44.
Well, the Rattlers see this offense every day in practice, just like the Panthers see that kind of defense. Their defense is a 5-3 stack, by the way, Terry.
Well, it is 3rd down and 20 after that great play on the pass play to Martinez. Panthers have lost 10 yards back to their own 44-yard line. Larry Cardenas at center. Shotgun, and Cervantes in motion again. He rolls to his right. He's got Cervantes in the flat, and he drops the ball at the 45. And it's going to bring up a punting situation for the Panthers. So after that initial big play, the Panthers went backwards 10 yards.
Well, it looked like the Rattlers were constantly in the backfield, Terry. It looked like they were stunting or shooting the gaps and really throwing the Panthers' offensive line off track.
They've obviously scouted the Panthers very well. Back in the deep spot for Rio Grande City, number 8, Randy Garcia. It'll be Bocanegra to kick. Panthers had some difficulties last week in the kicking game. The first punt was blocked, and the second one only went about 15 yards. So
it looks like they're coming after it too, Terry.
Yep. Well, like I said, they're scouting. They've got 10 guys on the front line. Well, he's got plenty of time to kick, and not a real high one. And does not get a Panther bounce at all. It goes backwards, 36-yard line. So he went from the 44 to the 36. That is only 24 yards on the punt. And really tonight, Joey, we're going to look out at that flag on the north end of the stadium. There is no movement.
There's nothing.
There is no wind at all out here tonight. So wind will not be a factor in this ball game one way or another. Rio Grande City getting good field position at the 38-yard line. Alapa is the quarterback. We'll check out those runners for you. One of them is Oviedo. 1st and 10 for the Rattlers. No score in the first quarter. Alapa handoff. He's got Oviedo, cuts back against the Gray, still on his feet. Fumble, and the Panthers have got it.
Panthers got it.
Panthers have got it. Number 36, Ernesto Tafoya jumped on the ball, and just like that, their drive only lasted one play, Joey. You're keeping stats on these drives, are you?
Yeah.
I know. I see you got your notebook out.
I got my little pen here, okay. My Panther pen.
I forgot my pen.
I got a Panther pen.
Boy, what kind of guy am I, huh?
I got my Panther pen this year.
I see you got your playbook.
My stats and everything.
Well, your playbook too.
I study.
Really? All right, the Panthers get the ball back in Rattler territory at the 48 after the turnover. And Lopez under center. He's got Cervantes in motion coming this way. And he hands the ball. He's got a couple of runners in front of him. Gets around the corner at the 50, cuts back at the 45, out of bounds, out about the 40-yard line. And a flag at the end of the play.
Late hit.
Leading the way on the blocking, Servando Herrera, Joey, number 27, led the blocking out in front. And they got...
Number 75 looked like.
Yeah, they got RC after he went out of bounds.
Yeah, it hit. I mean, it was a flagrant foul. I mean, they're really going to call on him.
It was kind of in a pile. We didn't see a lot of this fouls going in the way of the Weslaco last week. 17 penalties for 135 yards. You got to believe that was addressed at practice on Monday morning.
Well, I told you this, Terry, and you can always address those and you can fix those kind of things. If it was a situation where they didn't know their plays, they didn't know what they were lining up, or they were just getting blown out of the water, it's a different story. But when there's penalties and silly things like that, they can fix those things.
All right, the Panthers come to the line. 1st down and 10 inside the 30. Rio Grande City really packs the line. 11 guys within 5 yards of the line. Breaking the tackle, John Rojas inside the 25 to the 22. And that is dangerous, Joey, because I'm watching the Rio Grande City defense. They had all 11 guys within 7 yards of the line of scrimmage. And if a quarterback or somebody picks up on that, they're just going to toss a quick pass over the top of that. Somebody's going to be gone.
Yeah, and I think that's what the Panthers are getting ready to do. You're going to see that enough times, and it's going to go.
Watch their deepest guy, number 5 out there, Ben Falcone. He's only 7 yards from the line of scrimmage. And all of a sudden, Coach Tony V wants to call another timeout. That's 2, and we haven't even played half a quarter yet. Still no score. Weslaco, Rio Grande City.
We believe that every deserving Hispanic student in the Rio Grande Valley should have an opportunity to pursue a college education. Vamos, the Valley Alliance of Mentors for Opportunities and Scholarships. If you're ready to share your knowledge and experience, become a Vamos mentor or sponsor. If you have proven yourself academically and need financial assistance for college, contact Vamos. Vamos, building your dreams.
All right, both teams back on the field right now. Second down and about 4 yards to go. Line of scrimmage about the 21-yard line. Hand off to Rojas. Got some blockers trying to get to the outside. Still going to the 20. Trying to cut the corner of the 50, the 10. Out of bounds over there at about and another penalty at the 9-yard line. Another penalty on the far side of the field. Let's see where this one is going to go.
And let me just tell you, Rojas, the number 20 for the Rattlers, Edgar Arguña, had the corner, and he had Rojas beat. Rojas' speed beat him to the corner.
I told you.
He had the angle.
You talked about the Rio Grande Valley speed, or Rio Grande City speed. Remember, Weslaco's track team was district champs, I believe, last year. So there are no slouches when it comes to speed. Weslaco's always had fast people. Now let's see what the penalty is all about. I don't know if they're wired for sound. No, he's going to call off the penalty.
Yeah, he's going to pick it up.
Okay. Well, it's going to be first down, Joey. And where the ball is smack dab on the 10-yard line. So I don't know if they can get another first down or not. I don't think so. That ball is on the 10.
Yeah, from our angle, it looks like it's right on the 10.
So if they would get a first down, it would be right on the goal line. It would be a touchdown.
And they're not moving the chain, so.
All right, first and goal from the 10-yard line. The Weslaco Panthers trying to score here after a turnover. Hand off to Ryan Flores inside the 10, the 5, inside the 5 to the 3. And big Ryan Flores listed in the program as a linebacker. Normally he's out there as a blocking back, but he had some wide open territory. He got about 6 yards in the play.
Yeah, if he hadn't gotten tripped up, he would have been in.
Yep. Good athlete. Not a big linebacker, but when you play that linebacker position, you got to have that tough mentality. No doubt about that.
He definitely looks like a fullback.
Yep. Second down and goal to go. Lopez brings him out under center. Hand off. Going wide, number 23, cutting back into the end zone. Touchdown. I believe that's Francisco Jimenez. Let's wait and see, Joey, but I think that's who it was, 23.
Yeah, Francisco Jimenez, yeah.
Jimenez with a touchdown. And he just another, they kind of discovered him last week late in the ballgame. But, when you're Coach Tony V and, man, you're looking for as many running backs as you can.
And he's got a bunch of them, it seems like, Terry. He's got a bunch of little speedsters that can go around and hit the corner. Not even if somebody has the angle to him, he still beats him to the corner.
6:07 to go in the first quarter. Weslaco up 6-0. Jesus or Jesse Bocanegro getting ready to kick the extra point. Cervantes is the holder, so got one of the good hands people holding the football. Low snap. Oh, they fake it. Cervantes is looking to throw, is he? No, he's coming back the other way. He's still running. This is the old Fran Tarkinen special, and into the end zone. Got the extra point, I believe. No, he dropped it. Is that Burciaga?
No,
I'm not sure.
He was out of bounds, Terry. But he just fumbled the ball. He got the snap. It just fumbled the snap and could not get it down.
Should have never said good hands, people. Huh?
Yeah, exactly.
I jinxed him. But he made a nice throw. I thought he had the guy was wide open in the back of the end zone. That would have been a heck of a broken play. But give Weslaco credit. They got the 6 points.
Well, the problem with that, Terry, is this. When you have a fumble and the snapper has a problem with the snap, you normally yell fire or something to that effect to get the end men to go into a pattern. And at that point, you did not see any of the end men going.
No,
so they did not expect it. They just expected the block, and that was it. And that was the problem at the beginning. Rojas would probably throw the ball for extra points if he could have.
But Cervantes didn't panic.
Yeah.
He rolled around, like I said, it was a Fran Tarkenton type of scramble, but he got the pass out, and he was pretty wide open when he threw the ball.
And Joe DeLeon did a great job trying to bring the ball down.
Was that Joe DeLeon in the back? Okay. All right, it is 6-0 Weslaco. So after the turnover, Panthers take it 48 yards down the field and score the touchdown. And they will kick off here. Remember, Weslaco kicked off to start the game, so we didn't see the coin toss, but they probably won the coin toss and then elected to defer. Oviedo is in the middle on this run back team. Let's see how they run this. Down the middle of the field it goes again. Well, he can't get up.
He's down.
Number 4 is Chris Guerra, and he was down when he caught it. In the pros, you can get up and run. In high school, you cannot.
Well, this is one thing I think what they're doing. The Panthers are trying to keep the ball out of their fastest runner, number 3, Oviedo.
Well, what was happening a week ago, Joey, was they were kicking deep like you normally would, and the runner was just picking his way up, and it was up to the 40-yard line almost every single time. So they went to this kind of a kick, and they've been doing real well with it ever since then. All right, here we go. Alapa, the quarterback, very tight formation. Little movement, handoff, coming to no, he fakes to the inside man. I missed that one altogether, up to the 35-yard line. And with
so much movement in the backfield, Terry, it's hard to find out who actually ends up with the ball.
I believe that was Guerra, Chris Guerra, number 4, that got the football. So they bring the play in from the side. He gained about 5. Ball is up to the 35. Line of scrimmage was, the original line of scrimmage is the 30.
And he could have gotten a lot more. His own man running to him, tackling him.
Yep. Alapa again, he's got a man in the slot on the left side, 2 running backs with him. No, handoff again, Oviedo, and he's got some running room, breaks a tackle, got 1 man to beat, trying to get outside. Panthers into pursuit at the 40 to 35, and out of bounds they go. Dominic Elmore able to bring him down at the 35-yard line. Oh, Oviedo showed a little speed that time.
He's one of their fastest runners, and they're going to utilize him that way. Yeah, I mean, he was really out there fast, Terry.
But give Dominic Elmore, he was the last man between the Oviedo and the goal line, and Dominic took him down. Big gain down to the 35-yard line. So in 2 plays, Rio Grande City moving the ball down, actually the line of scrimmage down to the 34-yard line. Parents' night crowd here at the stadium. Alapa, the quarterback, kind of leaning around the corner to see the action here, and we've got another whistle going. And a penalty marker. What's this one about? Might be against the Panthers. Sideline infraction. Don't they usually give a warning on that one?
I don't know. Look at one of the coaches.
Boy, where's the get-back coach? You got to have that get-back coach. Usually I thought they give them a warning. Maybe they don't do that anymore. Maybe they did that for 1 season.
Or maybe they gave them a warning already.
I remember one game, I think the Panthers had like 2 or 3 of those penalties.
Where was Jetson?
Yeah.
He's their get-back coach.
Who's that?
Jetson.
Jetson, okay.
Yeah, he's their get-back coach.
All right.
Make him run a couple of laps.
was it 1 lap for every yard?
I think it was one lap for every yard.
Well, they had a lot of laps this week then.
Oh yeah.
First down still, and 15 to go back at the 39-yard line. Alapa handoff to Guerra, and he breaks a tackle, but he's not going to go anywhere. Big lineman in there, number 70 on the stop for Weslaco. That is Luis Castillo, and Castillo was able to wrap him up. Maybe a gain of a yard on the play. Second down at about 14 to go at the 38-yard line. So big Luis Castillo plays in the middle of that line, was able to keep the runner from going. They're not big runners, Rio Grande City, but they are quick.
And in the slot tee is really confusing if you don't know where that ball is going. You've got to really keep your area.
Well, out of a shotgun, Alapa, the quarterback, a little movement. He's a lefty. He throws it in the flat, and he throws it low. He had a receiver out there, but that was not a good throw.
No.
And it brings up 3rd down and about 14 to go. 4:45 to go. The quarter going rather quickly because we really haven't had a lot of passing.
Now, it's been more running, and both teams are going to be running the ball the majority of the time, Terry.
All right. The crowd, plus or minus.
Filling in pretty good.
Okay. The band here, of course. Big night football, 2009 season for Weslaco Panthers.
Game number 2.
Yep. Alapa again rolls to his left. He's a lefty. Still rolling. Got some time. Down the field, he's got a wide open receiver down there, and he's caught it inside the 5-yard line. Got behind the defender, and the defender just kind of holding his head. He knew he got beat. Looked like Serna might have been their defender down there.
And they're getting pressure to Alapa, but just at one moment that they before they get to him, he gets the ball off and the receiver.
Well, I'm not sure who the defender is, but he got behind him, and boy, he did not close the gap. The receiver got behind, and we'll have to we don't have our monitor up here anymore, so.
And we're both blind.
Yeah, we have both blind, and big blind and old.
And we can't help. We can't help our cameraman can't help us because Rafa's even worse than us.
Yeah, our camera guy, he's older than we are. So. All right. All right, I'm number 1. Yep. All right, here we go. Handoff. Inside into the end zone. Touchdown. Oviedo, and just like that, after the two big plays actually, Oviedo on a big running play and then the pass play down the sideline, and Rio Grande City strikes back very quickly, and they've tied the ball game up at 6.
And I think both plays, Terry, were 3rd and long.
Yep.
And they end up getting the first down after that 3rd and long
Well,
situation.
no, this play here I don't think was 3rd and long. This was 1st and goal.
The Oviedo.
Oh, the Oviedo was,
the
yeah.
And then the pass as well was 3rd and long.
What is this, number 80 that's kicking?
Yeah.
Lisandro Lopez, or 88? Well, he's through the middle. And it's good. Not very high, didn't get much over the crossbars, but just like that, Rio Grande City is in the lead. That took less than 2 minutes on that drive, and they started on their own 30-yard line. But they went through the Panther defense rather easily that time.
It's kind of weird. The Panther defense had them stopped several times. It looked like they were going to have them and force them to punt, and all of a sudden they get this long 3rd down conversion.
Well, let's check out and see who the Panther defenders are going to be after this touchdown. The Panthers behind 7-6, but that might be a wake-up call. I'm certain we're going to see R.C. Cervantes or De Leon or Rojas out there on the kick. Let's wait and see how it works out here. I see John Rojas out there, and generally he's one of the run-back men. Yep, he's going to go deep. Check out the other numbers coming up here. I believe R.C. Cervantes is going to be the deep man. Omar Pena also deep. Pena on the far side. In the middle is R.C. Cervantes. And on the near side is John Rojas. Ralph Garcia also out there. They haven't backed up yet, but boy, that silences the Weslaco crowd and gets that home crowd of Rio Grande City kind of up and going a little bit.
On Parents' Night.
Parents' Night, yep. And this is their first home game of the season. They've been on the road for those first 2 games, just like the Panthers are starting out on the road this year with their first 2 games. Panthers have 4 home games this year and 6 away games. But after tonight, the schedule evens out. Now they have 4 home and 4 away after tonight. So things will even.
Well, we don't talk about games ahead of time.
Nope. Not now anyway.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, here we go. Is that number 80, I believe, that's kicking? I think that's Lisandro Lopez.
88.
88, okay. Back to about the 5-yard line. To the goal line is Cervantes. Oh, I don't know if he can kneel down or not.
Yeah, he did that.
Okay, because I thought he caught the ball in the field of play.
I think his momentum carried him into the end zone. That's why he did that.
Well, they're going to bring it out to the 20, I believe. So Panthers will start from there, 1st and 10. Panthers have had the ball twice tonight. First time down the field, they punted the ball away. The second time after a turnover, they were able to capitalize and score a touchdown.
And Terry, now you know why Rio Grande City had over 400 yards average a game. Their offense is pretty good.
All right, here we go. Lopez at quarterback. Handoff to Panther runner, and he might have got to the line of scrimmage. I don't think he got it. Might be Rojas getting up. That's who it is, John Rojas. No gain on that play.
Terry, we keep on talking about how they keep on putting everybody up except for one safety behind everybody.
Well, you know, Coach Tony B is a sharp coach. And you know he's got his coaches across the way picking up on that. And you know he'll have a play designed for it, you know. Don't count Weslaco out on this one.
And you got all the linebackers up front.
Trip
one guy in the back.
Yep. Handoff coming wide is Cervantes. 20-yard line, trying to get upside. He gets up to maybe the 24-yard line. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 6. R.C. Cervantes behind a couple of his blockers. Once again, number 27, Servando Herrera out in front. And that's going to bring up 3rd down and about 6 yards to go for Weslaco. Maybe 5, I believe. Remember, they had started at exactly the 20 after the touchback. Rojas goes out. Play comes in. Ryan Flores into the ballgame. Actually, the quarterback actually goes to the sideline and picks up the play from the coach. All right, here's a big 3rd down play. Lopez again under center. Cervantes in motion. Pitch back to Cervantes. Got a blocker trying to get to the corner at the 20. 25, cutting up the field. He's got the 1st down and then some. Up over the 35-yard line. R.C. Cervantes, smooth runner. He just kind of floats and glides out there, and then when he needs to, he hits an extra gear.
And that's the perfect kind of play for him. Get him a head start so that when he hits that corner, boom, he's up the field 5 or 6 yards. And that's exactly what they needed.
Looks like he's got an extra gear, though, when he gets to that corner. He's just kind of floating behind his blocker, and then all of a sudden just takes off.
Yeah. That's the sign of a good runner.
Into the lineup comes Joseph Martinez, one of the wide receivers. Remember, he was the recipient of a big play early on in the ball game.
First play of the game.
Yep. Handoff. I believe that's Ralph Garcia. Not much at all if he got anything. Just trying to keep him honest. And Coach Tony V will give up a play or two just to set him up, you know.
Yeah.
And
that's what any coach does, Terry. Good coach does that. You set them up, and then big play.
Well, you know, if they can find a weakness, if they can know where that rush is coming from every time, there's no way they can get behind this defense. I'm really surprised that they're only playing 6-7 yards off the ball. I mean, they know Weslaco runs the ball a lot, but that is still dangerous. Cervantes again coming in motion, fakes the handoff. Lopez going to throw up the field. He's got a man wide open down there and overthrows. But I thought I heard a flag before all of this happened. I heard the whistle while he was still running his route.
I'm trying to figure out what happened.
Illegal procedure against Weslaco. 5 yards. That's going to bring up second down at about 14.
So you're right. It happened right before the play started.
Yeah, it must have. Well, you know, they would have to take that clock back to where it was then, or they should.
It's at 2:06 right now.
Because that's a dead ball foul, if that's what you're saying. 2:06 in the quarter. Rio Grande City leading by a score of 7-6. Weslaco, a big favorite in this ball game. I believe it was saw the paper 31-10 or something of that nature.
Yep, that's what the.
But you know this game,
was.
Weslaco last week came out in the second half, so this might be a good second half team. That's where conditioning really comes into play. Running a quarterback draw. Lopez has got some room at the 50, the 45, down the field to the 40. Cuts back in against the grain and still going to the outside.
Go.
He's got a chance. 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Weslaco. That is from the 38-yard line, 62 yards. Quarterback Randy Lopez. Man, he did some fine open field running, 62 yards. And wow, how ring-a-ding-ding, as Frank Sinatra would say.
Let me tell you if you look at that last part of the run, you had your tight end out there, Jacob Joppa.
Oh, yeah,
and made the final push towards the end zone and made that block possible, made that touchdown possible.
I tell you, Lopez better go back and get some oxygen because quarterbacks are not, you know, he never run. I think one time last week, Joey, he ran. So there's no way they could scout that play, but Lopez looked good out there.
Well, what's the theory? Quarterbacks don't get dirty and don't get a run.
Oh, yeah. Boca Negra. Here's the attempt. This time the kick is,
no good.
That is twice in a row, and that has been a concern in the two games, Joey. Special teams. That is scary.
Well, Terry, one year that we did games, wasn't PATs a major problem for the Panthers? I think their kicker, they adjusted him, and then he was smooth sailing from there on for the entire year.
And you never know why the kick was low. It was low, and from here it's just almost impossible to tell the angle. But 12-7 is our score. But, you know, those extra points can come back to haunt you, especially when you get into a tight game with either San Benito or Los Fresnos or something like that. What do we got a score here? East is up, 8-0?
15-0.
15-0. Now, while you're looking at it, I need a Tiger score. Okay.
Detroit?
Detroit Tigers, not the Mercedes Tigers. The Detroit Tigers. Detroit.
We have Tigers. We have Mercedes Tigers. We have Valley View Tigers. What
other Tigers are there? Besides the Mercedes?
Valley View and Mercedes.
Oh, Valley View. Yeah, that's right. Valley View, the Tigers. Yep.
They have those bingo-looking helmets.
Rio Grande City, I was listening to their fight song as they come out of the tunnel tonight. That's the same fight song I had when I was in high school. Wow.
You can tell how old that was.
Well, you know what? The original song of that, the melody and all this, goes back to a college program on Wisconsin. So that's the On Wisconsin fight song. Here we go. Left-hand kicker this time. Something new all the way back to the goal line, man, about the 4. Here comes that Panther special teams and outrunning it to the 20, 25, getting up the field. And this is what happened last week. The runner was able to get by the tacklers, and that was a new kicker. I did not see who was kicking. I believe it was 28.
Yeah.
And that's, who is that? That is, no, actually 29 might be Eric Hernandez.
Yeah, it looked like Eric Hernandez.
Maybe Bocanegra hurt himself. I don't know, because he normally handles the kickoffs, and he does that little thing right down the middle.
Well, one of the problems that I see with the Panthers' kick return, kickoff is the people on the ends are not staying in the lanes.
All right, the ball is on the 36-yard line, so it's not as bad as we thought. 1st and 10, man in motion coming that way. Fake the handoff, an inside handoff, and still got some running room down or up to the 42-yard line. So right now, that was Chris Guerra, number 4 on the run. They're going to mark it at about the 44. He gained about 7 or 8 yards in the play. So right now, they are running on this Weslaco defense. I was very impressed with the defense a week ago. First game, I just thought they were hitting hard and really making some big plays.
You got Jimmy Montes as no tackle. They're going to rotate that in and out.
All right, Alafa. Handoff. They break a tackle. Oviedo, and he is pancaked at the 45, but they had him at the line of scrimmage.
And Terry, there was no scouting on this guy at all, but this guy is one of those dangerous runners, those scat backs that just pass by you in a blink of an eye.
Yep. David Ibarra, number 3 on the tackle, but they had him at the line of scrimmage. And he broke that one tackle, and he got an extra 5 or 6 yards down to the 45-yard line. Remember, they ran a couple of times in their last drive, Joey, and then they had that long pass. That was good.
Are we going to take bets on how many times you call me Carlos?
No, I only got to see out. All right, they're going to bring him down at about the 40 or 39-yard line. They kind of wrap him down, but he's still got 5 yards in the play.
And that's Jaime Gonzalez.
Is that number? Yeah, he's their other main runner. See, they lost their best runner last week, and he's out for the season, Ortega, and he's good.
Yeah, he was one of the Valley's best runners, Terry.
Number 32, Jaime Gonzalez, is one of their backups, and this Oviedo is quick.
Well, Jaime Gonzalez last year came in towards the end of the season and really showed that he was a better receiver than he was a runner.
All right, Alafa, the quarterback, ball on the 40-yard line. Man in motion. Inside hand. Whoa, did he get pancaked that time? Hello, boys and girls.
Michael Zuniga.
Is that who it is, number 68? Man, he said, hello, my name is Michael Zuniga, and you're going down. Ball on the 39-yard line, 3rd down and about 4 yards to go.
First quarter.
That's the end of the quarter, and after one, it is Weslaco 12 and Rio Grande City 7.
Look for the bare necessities.
The bare necessities of healthy living are easier than you think.
You better believe it.
All it takes is the right balance of being active and eating well, and the food pyramid shows you the way. Just remember, every color, every day.
With just the bare necessities of life. Crazy.
So eat right, be active.
Now move. That's it.
And have lots of fun. For your own path to a healthier you, visit mypyramid.gov.
A couple of times. Alafa, the quarterback, he's got Oviedo with him, and Gonzalez. Hand off to Gonzalez. Got a wide open hole. Runs and beats a tackler. Down he goes to the 19-yard line. Whoa, he had a hole you could drive a truck through.
Yeah,
Omar Pena on the stop finally, and Sabino Reyna. But man, when he hit that first hole, there we go. just keep it up.
That's 2.
No, that's almost 2. It doesn't count unless I say the full name. Right, Jim? I mean, Joey?
Okay, Julian.
Yeah. Okay, Rob. 11:53 to go. At least Ralph is up in the booth with us here. All right, 1st and 10 after that big run by Gonzalez. He's in motion. He's got the ball behind some running backs, and he's trying to cut the corner. He cuts back in against the grain, gets down to the 15-yard line, and he had some big blockers on in front of him that time. Number 74, Jason Guerra, was out in front, but right now Rio Grande City is running at will, and what we might be in for tonight, Joey, is a big scoring contest. We never know. There was a lot of points last week, 42-26. That's 68 points. We might have more tonight.
Well, my brother-in-law is a coach for Edinburgh North, and he was telling me Rio Grande City is very similar to what Weslaco is offensively.
Okay.
The fast running backs, the slot T, everything.
All right, we've got Weslaco. I believe Weslaco just called a timeout with 3 seconds on the play clock, but 12-7 is our score. I guess the big news for Weslaco tonight is 2 extra points missed.
Yeah,
you know, and that, like I said,
it could be a major play.
Yeah, it could.
At the end of the game, Terry.
Yep, sure could. And Coach Tony B, I think that's his last timeout. Or let's see. No, they're not. Yeah, it is. He's got 0 on the board.
He's got 0 timeouts.
Yep, he's used all 3 and we're just barely into the second quarter. Now I know that he will use them. He won't hesitate.
Yeah. That's one thing about Coach Tony Reed. He'll use up his timeouts when he feels needed.
Yep.
He doesn't. He's not ashamed of using timeouts.
But the thing, here's what I'm feeling. I don't know if it's down the same on the field or not, Joey, but it's very humid up here in the booth. And usually up high you get a little more breeze, but with this kind of humidity out here because of all the rain this week, humidity's got to be up near 90% or more. There's going to be some cramping if they don't kind of pace it, so to speak.
Yeah, and I was about to say that they need to make sure they're drinking a lot of liquids to make sure that they don't cramp up, because that's going to be a major concern in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, we've been in our monsoon season all week long in the Rio Grande Valley. Second down and 5 at the 15-yard line. Alapa with a couple of running backs. Hand off, trying to get wide. If they can get him, he breaks tackles. 20-15, down to about the 9. Once again, they've got him in the backfield, cannot bring him down. And one more time, it takes number 45, I believe.
And he tried to cut it in, Terry, and his fellow running mate, number 13, got in the way. If he had gone on the outside, he would have had more yardage on that run.
Well, he got down to the 9, and now that's first down and goal to go. Last time they were that deep, they were able to score. Alapa, it throws it once in a while, but he started out throwing it. He's been just handing off. His running game he's got some big boys up front, too. That makes a big difference. Chris Guerra, number 4 in the backfield with him. They send Gonzalez in motion. Nope. Inside handoff down about the 4 or 5 yard line. Didn't get much on that particular play.
And Terry, I was telling you, we were talking about the offensive line for Rio Grande City. We talked about one of the best defensive players, their nose tackle from last year. I'm trying to remember Osman Hinojosa, who was a great nose tackle for them last year, was moved to the offensive side. Now he's a guard, and he's a pulling guard at that.
Where's that guy they had that used to throw the shot put and the discus out of the stadium? He was almost All-American. Signs, I think his name was. He might have graduated. This dude, I mean, he was throwing the discus and the shot put. He was getting national best. He was that good. All right, handoff. Got some. Oh, they trip him up at about the 5 yard line. Oviedo, I thought he had a touchdown. He had some open there, but he got tripped up at about the 5 yard line. They maybe mark it down to about the 3 or 4, but he could have easily scored on that particular play. Now it's third down and goal to go. The line of scrimmage at about the 4 yard line. And we got another timeout, this time called by the Rio Grande City.
What do you want to do after high school?
When I grow up, I want to be an FBI agent. I want to be a sales manager. I want to be an engineer. I want to be a registered nurse. I want to be a football coach.
Every child has a dream. Here at Weslaco ISD, we're providing our students with the ability to succeed. Whether your dream is to be a teacher, carpenter, photographer, or a variety of fields.
The Career and Technical Education Programs
has a class for you. Sign up for CATE classes today and earn
college credit and industry certification.
Start a brighter future today.
Lineup. I believe the offensive coordinator is the young man who used to be the quarterback here, Abel Gonzalez, who went and had a fine career up at, I believe, at Texas A&M Kingsville. It was either there or Oklahoma State. And he's coming back to his alma mater, and he's taking over the offense. That could be big in the years to come.
Well, Lozano in his 4th season, they want some winning here in Rio Grande City, so he's under pressure.
Alapa is the quarterback. Handoff. Oh, the Panthers are going to take him down at about the 4 or 5 yard line. Looked like number 7, Julian Aguilar. And
number 38.
Well, 38 or
39.
36. Yep. Number 3 also on the play, David Ibarra. Looked like number 36, Ernesto Tapoya, who's had a big game so far. But that's going to bring up 4th down and goal to go from about the 3 yard line. And I don't see any kickers out there. And this is big for the Panthers. If the Panthers can hold here and get the ball, what a big stop, because they had that ball first down and goal to go.
Watch number 3.
9 yard line, yep. But they got Guerra in the backfield, Oviedo in motion. No, that's Gonzalez. And somebody made a false move somewhere. This might cost him 5. Let's see what's going on here. That play stopped very quickly.
Offensive guards pulling out before they were supposed to.
Is that what happened there?
Yeah.
No, against the Panthers.
No.
Offsides. That's going to go
Wow.
half the distance to the goal. It's going to be just about the 2 yard line. Here we go. Here we go with those penalties again. That was a very costly penalty.
I
thought they had stopped him.
Yeah, I saw the offensive lineman moving. And another timeout.
Look at that clock. How appropriate for the day. 9:11 on the clock.
Yeah. A timeout for Rio Grande City.
That's it. We are out of timeouts with 9:11 to go. Still 12-7. Weslaco in the lead.
Personal foul? Inactive activities on a glorious day. Huh? Let's get out there and play!
Sweet.
Ooh, freeze!
When do I get to be in? Uh-oh.
Hey, Reggie, frozen people can't talk.
PLA.
An hour a day.
I'm in. There are lots of great play ideas online, but don't stay too long.
All right, 9/11. As we celebrate 9/11, 8 years ago today. Very somber day in the history of America. Right now it is 4th down and goal to go, Joey, from the 2-yard line. A lot for the quarterback. He's got Guerra behind him. Sends a man in motion. Hands off, got some running room, and they bump him. Can they get him to the outside? Yes, they're going to stop him before he gets to the end zone. That was number 32, Jaime Gonzalez. A couple of times he bounced around. I thought he was going to make it, but the Panthers stop him at about the 1 or 2 yard line. What a great goal line stand by the Panther defense.
Now, Terry, I don't understand this. Your best runner throughout the entire game has been number 3.
Yep.
Why would you give it to the running back that has not been the most productive guy?
Well, he's not the most powerful runner. You know, when he's been 3 has been very good up the north and south, but the field is much shorter. You have to understand that field is very short down there. The ball is, I'm going to say, about the 1 yard line. It looks like it's just out of the shadow of in the old days. You used to have the goal line. You used to have the goalpost on the in line.
Like the CFL.
Yep. All right, 1st and 10, 99 and some yards away. Hand off to Cervantes. He loses the ball in the end zone. He's going to go down for a safety. Cervantes had the ball. He dropped it in the end zone. He did pick it up, but he was tackled, and 2 points on the board for Rio Grande City, and then they're going to get the football back. The score now 12-9. A safety on the very first play. Dangerous play, Joey, as he tried to sweep and get some yardage that time.
Yeah, it's a tough situation. You're that far deep in your own backfield.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't really. What can you do?
Yeah, the quarterback was lined up in the end zone. I mean, that's how deep they were.
Yeah.
And now they have to. It's a free kick from the 20-yard line, but Rio Grande City is going to get it back, and now the Weslaco offense is not going to get it again. And with 8:59 to go, boy, this has been kind of a strange start there, I guess, to it. But
baseball score.
Yep, 12-9. Yep, high scoring. No offense, I guess. No defense, whatever. It's very humid up here in the press box.
That's affecting all of us. I think.
Well, humidity can be a factor because it can make the ball slippery. Like I said, I look at that flag out there on the north end of the stadium, and it is just not moving at all.
Well, and Terry, I told you, look out for this field. Look at right in the center of the field on both sides of the 20, and you look. It is kind of getting bare there.
Well,
and you're gonna have a little bit of mud. You're gonna have people, the ball being a little bit slippery when they put it down in the grass. And that causes problems.
Up until this week, we hadn't any rain. This week, we have had tremendous amounts of rain throughout the entire valley. And we're just starting to catch up. Of course, September is noted as the rainiest month of the year, and it's living up to the billing. And, of course, you don't get to kick off at the 30-35 like you normally do. You got to go way back to the 20. You know, in the old days, they used to punt the ball from the 20.
I was just about to ask you, they don't do that anymore, Terry?
Well, they can. It's a free kick, but you get more hang time on a punt, and you can your down men or your people, your coverage team can cover a lot better on a punt because you can get it up in the air a lot higher. You can run underneath it if you have to.
Bocanegra's back kicking for us.
Yep, he's going to kick. He's probably going to kick right down the middle. Nope, he high kicks it down to about the 30-yard line, picked up there. Here come the Panther special teams, and into the middle. They're going to bring them down at about the 45-yard line, but boy, it's going to put pressure more again on the Panther defense, who just had a great goal line stand to, be out there again on a hot and humid evening.
And a defensive lineman, you don't want that. You want to be fresh. You want to have your fresh legs under you because offense has the advantage in this situation. They know the snap count. They know where they're going. You don't. As a defensive lineman, you're putting your body into more pressure. And when there is a big guy on top of you, you look at Nathan Alvarado right now. He's going to be the nose guard.
Yeah, the nose
and
guard.
He's not normally a nose guard. He's a linebacker. So just imagine the amount of pressure on him.
Yeah, he's not a big guy. And there's some. Okay, inside handoff to. There comes a penalty marker into the middle of that one. They got number 4, Guerra. They knocked him down at the line of scrimmage, but I saw the yellow hanky coming in on the top of that play.
Yeah, we jumped off sides.
Oh, did we again?
Yeah. And they used to drive a defensive line coach up,
Right.
up the wall, because you see the ball, you're right in front of the ball. Why would you jump on the snap count? Don't listen to the quarterback, watch the ball.
Well, this was an area of concern a week ago, as the number of penalties. 17 is a lot. That's averaging over 4 penalties per quarter. First down and 5 as they bring the ball to the 49-yard line. And let's see if the defense has got another stand in them. Maybe force this team to punt. Hand off to Gonzalez. Jaime, nope, that's Oviedo. He's got some room. They spin him down at about the 38-yard line, but this guy is quick.
By far, he's their best running back.
Yeah, so far he is tonight. And he's certainly the quickest.
Yeah.
He is certainly the quickest. Another big first down inside the 40 at the 37-yard line. And that play, just a little delay counter right up the middle. And boy, when he had an opening, he was just kind of juking and jiving, and he got her quick.
And the slot T offense, that's the kind of running back you need. That's why Mishak excelled so much in the slot T offense.
Well, they're running between the tackles tonight. They're not going to the outside as much. Pitch, no, that's big guy Gonzalez. No, it's the quarterback, Alapa, and he's going to be out of bounds at about the 29-yard line. Boy, he picked me on. I thought it was the big guy in the middle, and it was Alapa, the quarterback.
So did I. I thought it was in the middle.
Well, the Panthers one touchdown tonight. One of the touchdowns tonight was scored by their quarterback, Randy Lopez.
Who was the other one?
Who was the other one? It was, trying to think. It wasn't, it might have been Rojas. I think the first touchdown was a very short play.
Yeah, it was like a 2-yard drive, or 2-yard run.
Plunge at the end there. All right, it is second down and about 1. That was about an 8 or 9 yard gain. And right now, Rio Grande City is controlling the line of scrimmage. Handoff to the big man going through, and he's got the first down to about the 27-yard line. Jaime Gonzalez again, as he cut to the middle right over the center hole. But they've got some big guys. Number 74, Jason Guerra, and there's some other ones. He's coming out of the lineup, but they've got some big linemen. Number 76 also out there, George Flores. That's just a couple. So the big guy, the big boys, the Hogs up there. Is that Washington Redskins? That was the Hogs?
Yeah.
Yep, that's a good term to a lineman. First down and 10 to go. Alapa hands off to Oviedo. This time the middle closes up on him, and he got nothing. Number 90, Jose Montiel, in on the stop for Weslaco.
Were they in an I formation, Terry?
Yeah, they've been there.
Like they've been in the slot T, but in that formation looked like an I formation.
That was just a straight. I mean, there was no fakery by the quarterback. He just handed off to the running back and was able to get in there. Guerra, number 4, and Oviedo lines up kind of in the tailback spot again.
Yeah, almost like an I formation.
Yeah, but they're going to hand off to Gonzalez, trying to get wide to figure out the tacklers. Still going, and this time the Panthers say, you're not going to the corner. And the Panthers have been very good at the corners tonight. It's been the up the middle stuff between the tackles that Rio Grande City has been effective.
Well, and you can tell the difference between both runners for Rio Grande City. Number 32 is more of a juke and jive type of runner, and number 3 is a straight up and down north and south type of runner. Even though he's smaller than 32,
right,
but he runs up north and south.
Well, he does in his running pattern, but he runs lower. 32 runs more upright as far as in his stance is concerned. All right, here we go. Third down and about 6, and it looks like Alapa is going to work out of a shotgun this time. He's got Guerra with him. The lefty rolls, still rolling down the field, and he overthrows. Oh! I can't see. That ball was really overthrown, but a good defensive play by David Ibarra. And that's going to bring up, I believe, 4th down. They're a little bit too far away to really go for it. Look, if they've got a field goal kicker, let's see if he comes onto the field.
No.
There's no wind, so this guy could kick it. I mean, it would be a 38-yarder, but it don't look like it. They're going to send somebody out for a play here. So Alapa, the quarterback, he's got a couple guys coming in. Looks like number 22, Arnold Chapa, also in there. Number 32, Jaime Gonzalez. Got about 6 yards to get the first down.
And where would you go, Terry? Outside, throw the. He looked like he's in a passing formation.
It sure is. He's got split receivers on both sides of the
field. Watch Jaime Gonzalez.
Yeah, he's going to roll. He's still rolling. Alapa still rolling. He's got some pressure put on down the field, and there's a fight for it and knocked down. Looking for a flag, don't get it, and good defensive coverage down there by Omar Pena, number 16. And one more time, Weslaco is able to dodge that proverbial bullet, as they say, as they bring the offense back on the field. Offense has had, what, one or two turnovers tonight?
I think 2 turnovers.
Yeah, they had a fumble early on, but the fumble in the end zone that cost them 2. Well, you can't undo it, Joey. You just got to keep on going, and they still have the lead. That's the good thing.
And you look for your defense to pick it up for you. Stop them when you need to get stopped, and that's exactly what happened. Alafa looking for Jaime Gonzalez the entire time, Terry, that he was in the backfield.
Well, you know, if anything is an indicator from last week, the one thing I took away, this was a second-half team. They come out and just pounded the ball in the second half, and that's coaches always love that. That just shows you got good conditioning.
Well, it goes back to the coach as well, making the adjustments.
All right, here we go. 5 seconds on the clock. You cannot call timeout. You better get to it. Hand off to Cervantes, going wide, trying to get to the outside. He got maybe a yard or two, and that's about it. Little confusion, and I think Lopez wanted to call timeout. He couldn't do it. He's out of timeouts.
No, actually, Terry, he was signaling his receiver.
Is that what it was?
With like a hand gesture of some sort to make sure that with his fingers together, showing the receiver that maybe this is what the play is. Or
well, Cervantes might have got 2 yards in the play. I haven't seen a lot of John Rojas tonight. He had 149 yards rushing last week. He had 74 on one play for a touchdown. You're going to have Cervantes in motion again, coming this way. Hand off. He's got it. Now he cuts back against the grain up maybe the 27, 28-yard line. Going to be about 2-3 yards short of a first down. Just sweeping the ball. Of course, Meshach Rivas made that play famous.
Yeah.
But every now and then they'll fake the ball to the running back coming across and then get to the inside man. I'm not seeing Rojas out there as much. You know what I'm seeing is Jimenez, number 23, is out there.
He went back in right now.
Did he?
Yeah. He's on the sideline.
John? Okay. Who's out there at the running back? Probably Cervantes. Now he's going to the slot on the other time. He's got Ryan Flores out there too. Cervantes again. Pitch out. He's got Ryan Flores trying to lead the way. And going wide as Cervantes cuts up the field. Got close to the first down. Second effort. I thought he was dumped for a 5-yard loss. He's going to be, depending on where they spot it, it might be a first down.
They're going to have to measure that. That's real close from up here.
A great effort by RC on that play.
He went back a couple yards and ended up going forward for about 6.
Well, let's see.
First down.
Yeah. Hey, move them sticks. Where's that jackhammer on the scoreboard?
Your first down sponsor.
Yep, your first down sponsor. Defense is what they got on the scoreboard here. Of course, we're at Rio Grande City.
Nothing like our scoreboard.
We're close to Fort Ringgold.
We miss
famous sports of the old days.
We miss our scoreboard.
Yep. All right, 1st and 10. Cervantes again in motion, coming to the near side. Inside handoff. That's Garcia, I believe, up to about the 37 or 38-yard line. Let's see who gets up. I believe that's who it is, either him or Jimenez.
I think they said Jimenez.
Okay, it might be 23 Jimenez. Different look tonight. I don't know if Coach Tony V is trying to confuse the scouts that are here because you know they're here. Next week, Weslaco is going to be playing against the Edinburgh Bobcats. You're one of your current stopping grounds.
No, I'm always a Panther.
Oh, yeah. Well, never mind.
Maybe thinking of Carlos.
Never mind. Big passing situation here. 2 receivers to both sides. Now they send a man in motion coming to the near side. Lopez again fakes. Here comes a rush. Now he's going to take off and run. He's got a man. Almost threw an interception. Whoa, Nelly. He had De Leon open, but he threw it to the wrong guy that time because the guy he threw it to was wearing red and white.
It looked like he was going to run for it. It looked like he was going to get the first down.
Well, I thought he had it. I thought he was going to take off and run because he broke the first tackle, and when he did that, Joey, he had some open running room.
Yeah.
Interesting. He's just, I'll tell you, give Rio Grande City credit. He's not getting the time to throw tonight that he had a week ago. So that says something about the quickness of the Rio Grande City line.
And it's either stunts or just plain driving up the field and outstunning our linemen.
De Leon and Cervantes are going to set up over here on the near side. Showing blitz again. Cervantes goes in motion.
Offensive lineman.
Yep. Penalty again. That's going to bring up 3rd down and long instead of 3rd down and medium. It's going to be down about 3rd and 10 now.
I want to update on in the East game, 30-0 with about 2 minutes left, 5 minutes left in the second quarter.
That's a good way to open the home season, isn't it?
Yep.
And they were awesome against Hidalgo about 2 weeks ago. They beat Hidalgo 55-13 on the road, and they look ready like they're ready to play.
Yeah.
You know. All right, here we go. 3rd down and 10. Ball on about the 31-yard line. Larry Cardenas kind of pointing things out here. He's the center. Cervantes again in motion. Going to the far side. He's going to roll that way. Lopez, he's under pressure, and ball is knocked down. There's a penalty marker again. I can't believe that's a fumble.
That's not a fumble. The referee has said the ball's down. It's an incomplete pass.
But he was rolling left, trying to throw back right, and that's always tough.
And Terry, that is one of the most dangerous plays for a quarterback with their arm. Randy Lopez on the ground for a long time because that hurt.
But where's this penalty going to go? Is it going against Weslaco again? They've had the majority of the penalties tonight. Right now, we got a conference, summit conference at the line of scrimmage between these referees. And let's see which way the man in the white hat is going to move. Line of scrimmage is about the 36-yard line, but Panthers have kind of sputtered here a little bit in the first half. They got a couple good plays, but offsides the call against Rio Grande City.
Wow, what a break.
A break for the Panthers there, and that's going to bring it back to the 3rd and 5 again. It kind of negates that illegal procedure penalty, but it also negates an incomplete pass out there or possible fumble.
What do you do, Terry, if you're Coach Tony Veen? You said, look, your quarterback's getting a pounding out there.
Yep.
He almost hurt his arm seriously out there because that play is pretty dangerous. What do? Do you run the ball now, or you consider saying, you know what, we're very effective passing the ball? What do we do?
Well, look at this formation as they run to the line on a 3rd down play. Very, very tight formation here. Fake, Rojas. Rojas has got the ball, and he's got some room at the 50. There goes a penalty marker. He's got one man to beat. Cuts back against the grain. He's going to take it to the house. John Rojas again.
2 penalty flags, Terry.
But 2 penalty flags. One of them has got to be holding.
One from the side judge and one from the back judge.
Yep. I mean, Rojas took it the distance. In fact, isn't that how they scored the first touchdown? Was on a long play?
Yeah.
Yep.
What a beautiful play by Rojas.
Now that I remember back, it was Rojas who scored on a very long play earlier.
And what a beautiful play by Rojas. Just a great runner.
Quick. Yeah, he had that defender turned 6 ways from Sunday.
Holding.
Yep. Boy, this is the coaches have got to be talking about this because this is 2 weeks in a row where they've had a ton of penalties.
And Terry, that's a spot foul. When it happens, it's 10 yards from there, right?
Yeah, they've already remarked the ball. 31-yard line. We're back to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to make up another 3rd down, but how many sprints does he have in him?
Yeah. And what a play to bring it back. That's a shame.
All right, here we go again. Now we got 3rd and 10. 4 minutes and counting down here in the quarter to halftime. 12-9 is our score. Weslaco leading by 3. Lopez looks up. He's got a pass. He's got Cervantes, and Cervantes breaks a tackle, but he's going to be down at about the 28-yard line, and now Weslaco is going to have to punt.
And we got to watch our punts.
Burciaga is out there, I noticed, and I'll tell you what, you better not forget about that dude because he can play. Aaron Burciaga, I remember him last year. Great hands.
Yeah.
A center fielder on the baseball team. This guy can go get him, and if he's just now getting out on the field, he could be a weapon before this thing is, because right now it's been mostly R.C. Cervantes.
And well, let me tell you, Terry, last year he was Mr. Clutch. Whenever they needed a big catch, he was there. As a sophomore, he was there.
He was. All right, I don't know who's kicking. I think it's Bocanegra, number 2. Line of scrimmage is about the 27 or 28-yard line. This is big. We're down to 3:12 and counting down here in the halftime. Have a low snap. Burciaga kicks it to the side. Once again, not much distance. Got it barely. He didn't even get it to the.
That's like a 5-yard punt.
Yeah, he didn't even get it to the first down chain. And Rio Grande City is going to have tremendous field position. Now this, I know the coaches are working on this. The special teams in the first 2 games are an area they're going to be of work. And that line of scrimmage, that was a 3-yard punt.
Every coach always preaches this, the 3 areas of the game, offense, defense, and special teams. And right now, our special teams is not doing what they need to be doing.
That's a 2 to 3-yard punt from the line of scrimmage.
You might as well just go for it.
Yeah. You might as well run for it, but that hurts. And that's like a turnover. It's not in the book as a turnover, but that's like a turnover.
Because the defense is back on the heels now.
Yep. Alapa at the 30-yard line, 1st and 10 for Rio Grande City as we close down the first half. Fakes the handoff. He's going to throw. The lefty down the middle. He's got a wide open receiver at the goal line. He drops the ball. He had the touchdown. I believe that's Gonzalez, the running back.
It was Jesus Villarreal.
Is that who it was, 22?
23.
Oh, 23. No, they say it was Chapa. 22. That's where
22. I thought it was 23.
No, it's 22. But
they must got binoculars, a better sight than we.
I heard the guy down below me. He knows his players. So. But anyway, he had it wide open. He was behind the defense, and he had the touchdown. But now it's going to bring up 2nd down and 10. The clock doesn't move. 2:56 to go.
I mean, that's an eternity.
Oh yeah, it is. But I'll tell you what, the Panther defense is back on their heels a little bit. Let's see if they can come and get him. Hand off to Gonzalez again. He spun down inside the 25, maybe to the 23-yard line. Is that it, Gonzalez?
That's number 3.
Oh, that's 3, Obedo. Boy, I'm having a try. I need to get my eyes checked here because either that or get some binoculars because I have 2 weeks in a row now. I'm missing big numbers. You know.
Well, it's not a big number. It's number 3.
All right. Alapa, he got about 9 on the play. 2nd down and about 1. Inside handoff again. He's got a 1st down inside the 20.
And now seeing this team, Terry, this Rio Grande City team, now I understand why they were racking up 400 yards a game.
Yep. Well, they're doing it. Their offense is nothing wrong. And they're playing at home, too. That makes a big difference. When you're in front of the home crowd.
Parents' night.
Yeah. Parents' night is not a big distraction like homecoming is.
No. I mean, they want to play well in front of their parents. They want to win every home game.
That's extra incentive, actually.
Yeah.
Ball on the 18-yard line, 1st down and 10. This time Alapa will run out of a shotgun with a runner beside him. It looks like Jaime Gonzalez. He's going to roll to his left. He's a lefty, remember. He's got a man open at the 10-yard line and spin him down. And that is David Ibarra again, but a 1st down or close to it. And the receiver again, number 22, Arnold Chapa.
And Alafa,
close to a 1st down.
Every time Alafa pulls out, he knows where he's throwing the ball. He just waits and waits and waits for the guy to come open. I mean, he throws the ball. He sometimes tries to force it in there. So our defensive backs need to follow his eyes.
Well, he's getting good time tonight. Fake the handoff inside, and the Panthers are going to ride him out at about the 10, but it's going to be real close to a 1st down.
That was a fumble.
Oh, is it? 1st down and goal to go if they've got it. I don't think the Panthers got it. It's just inside the 10. But the clock is down to 1:32. The only good thing is they can't stop it. Nobody can stop it.
Yeah, the clock can be our friend.
Yep. Actually, it's going to be about 2 yards short. It's 3rd down and about 2. Inside, they got it inside the 5. Obedo spun down at about the 3. Ibarra, number 3, hit number 3.
And that's exactly what they need to do. They need to hit him hard. Anytime he carries the ball, look at him, Terry. He's hurt. He's asking for somebody from the field from the sideline to get him back. Well, he wants to get back out of there because he got hit so hard, knocked him up. It took him a little while to get up.
Well, he looked like he got spun around in midair. 1st down and goal to go now. Inside the 5 at about the 3. Alapa. Oh, broken play. And he got maybe inside the 3 or 4, but he looked to hand off, and he didn't get the handoff correct, and he had to run it himself. That was not intended.
He was looking at number 3. Number 3 was dazed. He had no idea what was going on. They should have let him come out. If the Rio Grande City should have done that and put in another running back because he got knocked out. He's walking around the sideline, doesn't know what's going on.
All right, well, it's 2nd down and goal to go from about the 2 as the clock goes under 45 seconds. So they're going to try to score to end this half if they can. Alapa sends a man in motion. Inside handoff, and I believe they've got the touchdown. Yes, they do. Looks like number 32, Jaime Gonzalez. And, boy, he got some hard yardage in there off of right tackle. About 2 yards, and Rio Grande City is on the board and ahead with 34 seconds to go to halftime. This will be a shocker through the valley because I don't think anybody figured Rio Grande City was going to win this thing tonight, and they're up at halftime.
Rio Grande City is a good team, Terry. They just make mistakes and they stop themselves.
All right, 15-12 as the kicker. The lefty is going to try to add the extra point. Snap back. Here's a kick up, and it looks like it's through, and it is. So with 34 seconds to go to halftime, Rio Grande City leading 16-12.
Get a life, a student life.
Get a college education, a great one, close to home.
Lots of career choices.
Certificates, associate degrees, or a bachelor's degree.
With flexible class schedules, or learn from home with online classes.
And now, online associate degrees.
Affordable tuition.
A great education.
And an awesome student life.
Get it all at South Texas College.
Halftime, the bands are getting ready to move out on the fields here.
The good thing about this, Terry, is we get the ball coming back.
Oh, yeah. All right, they're going to kick it off here. Rio Grande City fans are pumped up. We're on the home side, but they're making most of the noise. Get it about the 3-yard line. 5, 10, 15, 20. Cervantes putting the speed on and cuts back at about the 31-yard line. They got time for maybe 1 or 2 plays. Of course, this is where you miss a guy like Michael Blackman or Mishak Rivas, because these guys can they can do 65 yards in one play a lot.
And game changers, that's what those guys
They
do.
sure are. They get to the corner, it's over with. And Rojas the same way. He got to the corner and he scored it. Unfortunately, there was a lot of penalties out there.
Now, he's one of those guys that again, those game changers, one kind of guy you want to give the ball at any time you're behind.
26 seconds to go. They got Cervantes out here on the far side. The one thing they're going to have to do for Lopez, though, is give him some time. He has been under a lot of pressure all night long to throw, except for the very first play. Sets up. He's got a man down the middle. Can he throw? He underthrows it. That's going to bring it down to 21 seconds. He underthrew the ball, but like I said, the time to throw, I feel like I'm in the middle of like an 8 on the Richter scale earthquake. We are in the second story of this very narrow press box,
and you and I up here
I feel like I'm sitting still and shaking popcorn at the same time. You know what I mean?
A Jiffy Pop.
Jiffy Pop, yeah. I feel like the Jiffy Pop popper. All right, 2nd down and 10 to go. Lopez looks around again. Rolling, steps up into the pocket. Now he's going to take off and run. Cuts back to the 40. Now he breaks a tackle and he's down to the 42-yard line. Cannot stop the clock though.
First down.
Yep, he's got the first down. That'll
so they're going to stop it for the change.
Well, not only that, he can spike the ball and get maybe an extra couple seconds and a chance to at least huddle up. Let's see, if they started the clock up, I'm watching the clock out here.
No, not yet. And they're moving the chains.
Yeah, they stop it to move the chains. Now the clock is starting to go. He's looking around. He's not going to do that. He's going to run the play. Here he goes over the middle and almost intercepted again. Boy, I'll tell you.
1 second.
Oh, yeah. R.C. Cervantes was in the middle, but he underthrew, and that is the end of the half with the score. Rio Grande City 16, Weslaco 12. Welcome back to Rio Grande City. Terry Beitler along with Joey Cavillo at halftime. The Rio Grande Rattlers leading the Weslaco Panthers 16-12, and let's see where the adjustments come in the second half, Joey, because Panthers, other than a couple of very long plays, struggled sustaining a drive, and Rio Grande City offensively looked pretty sharp out there.
Well, one of the things about the Panthers, Terry, is that the fact that they're a second half team. We talked about this on the way up here, Terry, and you and I talked about how the Panthers constantly make the adjustments. The coaching staff knows what the Panthers did wrong, adjust and make themselves better, and also the conditioning. Now, the only problem that I have with that tonight is that the humidity.
I see the flag moving a little bit.
Yeah, the humidity, and now the wind's kicked up a little bit. The wind may actually help us in that fact. The field I thought was going to be a great concern. Actually, the field actually is very dry, and you can tell this field is drained properly.
In good shape. The field's in good shape.
Yeah.
Two areas that I would have of concern is a carryover from last week. Two things. One, the number of penalties the Panthers picked up in that first half had to be at least 7 or 8 penalties. The other thing was special teams, punting, run back coverage, things of that nature. I'm sure these are things that are on the utmost in the coach's mind coming to the district season in a couple of weeks. But the Panthers are going to get the ball, and if they carry over in the second half like they've been in that first game, they're going to be a tough outfit here for Rio Grande City to handle in the third and fourth quarter.
And this is the time for those mistakes. You don't want to have it during district time.
Yep. High kick down to about the goal line, and picked up down there in the goal line, actually downed. And one more time, Weslaco is going to start the ball on the 20-yard line. In 2 weeks, I've seen, Joey, I don't think the Panthers have started a drive after a kickoff beyond the 20 that I can remember. And you got to have somebody to just take her back one of these nights. Just get her and go.
Well, we do have the fast players to do that. I think
we're
we
got
just missing
great
the
speed.
opportunities. That's the only time.
Well, give Rio Grande City credit. Their kicker is putting it to the end zone, and he's getting the job done. Randy Lopez is the quarterback. He started out the first half with a long pass to Joseph Martinez. That's what he does here in the second half. R.C. Cervantes in motion. And no. Lopez is going to take off on a naked bootleg, and he's getting out of bounds with about 7 or 8 yard gain. He had everybody fooled. He faked a handoff coming to the near side, and he took off by himself, and a nice little play to start the second half.
And we talked about that, Terry, and the fact that the Panthers are going to make the adjustments. They're going to know what's going on, what's going to work with them. And the coaches looked at the same thing we looked at, Terry. Everybody's up on the line. They're looking at the running backs. When the receivers go and release into the playing field, the quarterback is left empty, and that's where you're going to get the yardage from.
All right, they bring Cervantes over here to the near side. Now he got a counter play. Got some running room. Still on his feet. Actually, that's John Rojas up to about the 35-yard line. Very quiet in the first half, except for one touchdown. And what happened? We got another penalty or not? All right, let's wait and see. I don't see a penalty marker. Now they're going to move the sticks. The ball into the 34-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the Panthers. A couple of good gains that time on the ground. One by Lopez, one by Rojas. Inside handoff again up to about the 40. This time the rushing is in between the tackles. This time Ralph Garcia gets the ball up to the 40. I guess everybody looking for Cervantes and Rojas to run the football, but Ralph Garcia was able to get it as they get some rushing yardage out of the big boys inside. Gain of about 6 on the play. 2nd down and 4, the ball exactly on the 40-yard line. Little counter play to Jimenez, cuts back against the grain, still going. I see somebody's helmet on the field. Jimenez to the 40, cuts back to the 35 and out of bounds. And somebody's helmet went a-flying. That was number 20, Joe Cuellar. I looked out in the middle of the field. I couldn't believe what I was looking at there. Somebody's helmet was out there. So Jimenez, Francisco Jimenez on a big run down to the Rio Grande 30-yard line. So getting a little variety there. So the blocking is definitely picked up. That's one adjustment that we've had here in the second half so far. Lopez, handoff to Burciaga, his first carry of the season. Cut back against the grain, down inside to about the 20-yard line. This kid is a tough kid. He was a tough runner last year. First time that we have seen him run the ball this year for the varsity. He's a junior. I believe he was injured in the first game. He's going to come out, but I'll tell you what, he adds a whole new dimension to the offense if he gets involved here. And I don't think Rio Grande City's had a chance to look at him. Very good ball player. Gain of 9 on the play by Burciaga. Inside handoff again to Ralph Garcia. He gets inside the 20 to about the 17. Another first down. And the Panthers are moving the football to start the second half. This drive started on the 20 after they ball into the end zone. And they are moving down the field in big chunks. They being the Weslaco Panthers. Ball on about the 17-yard line. 16-12 our score. Rio Grande City in the lead, but Weslaco threatening here. Counter play. Cuts up inside. That's Rojas, 10-5. Touchdown, John Rojas. 17 yards, Rojas to the end zone. And the Panthers are back on the board and back ahead, 18-16. Second touchdown tonight for John Rojas. Boy, he come wide, and then he saw a wide opening, cut back against the grain a little bit, and he just waltzed in from 16 yards out. Bocanegra, who has yet to hit an extra point tonight, is out there. And this is big if the special teams are going to survive because it's just a 2-point lead. They need this to up it to a 3-point lead. Cervantes is the holder. There's a kick. And up and through. And good. So 10-13, a minute 47 into the second half. An 80-yard drive by the Weslaco Panthers, capped off by a 16-yard jaunt by John Rojas, and the Panthers have regained the lead at 19-16. We said they're a decent second half team, and boy, they came out and proved it. I don't believe Burciaga is going to kick off. Looks like number 29, Eric Hernandez, who's been real quiet defensively tonight, is going to kick it. But wow, what a way to start the second half. No passes, just ran the ball down the field. Some great runs. Randy Lopez had a good run. Rojas had a couple good runs. Francisco Jimenez had a good run. They moved the ball around a lot and just some straight ahead play and 6-7 points on the board.
Terry, we talked about the adjustments, and that's exactly what they did. Rojas came in the game and actually made some great runs after the adjustments from the coach. I mean,
what I was encouraged by was that little 9-yard jaunt by Aaron Burciaga, who's back in it, and like I said, he adds a whole new dimension to this team.
And they weren't scouting him.
No. All right, kick by Eric Hernandez down to about the 5 or 4 yard line. Picked up there. Panthers trying to hem in the runner, and they spin. Oh, he breaks tackle, still on his feet, but they're going to get him inside the 25. Good special teams coverage that time by the Panthers. Let's see who the runner, I believe it was number 7 on the run back. And 7 is Julian Aguilar. That's who it is. Alafa, the quarterback, comes back in.
I'm interested to see if number 3 is back out there after
Dable?
he took them big hit.
Oh yeah, he got knocked around pretty good. You know, these kids are tough at this age. All right, very tight formation again. Little movement. Here's a run coming wide up against the grain, still going up to about the 28-yard line. Fumble! Panthers have got it. And getting up with the football, number 24, Sabino Reyna.
We called his name a lot last year.
Yep. And the very first play from scrimmage, and this is what the Panthers are looking for. Get that second half started. Some bigger hitting, and the Panthers are on the board. They're on the board now with a 31 yards out. They need right now to capitalize. This is where the Panthers really need a big play because they're ahead, but this is where you try to bury a team after a turnover.
Exactly. You want to score off a turnover every single time.
Tight formation again. Lopez, hand off to Burciaga, trying to go wide. I'll tell you what, they were on his back, and he still carried the ball to the 30-yard line. He is a tough runner. This I remember from last year, that you don't bring him down with an arm tackle.
We talked about Burciaga off the air, and Burciaga was the main go-to guy for the Panthers as a sophomore.
He's got tremendous hands. He's a center fielder on the baseball team, so you know he can go get it. He looks a little bigger. He's a bigger running back than either Rojas or Cervantes, but like I said, he adds a whole new dimension to the ball game. Only gain of 1. Inside handoff. cut back against the grain. And that is Jimenez,
Rojas.
I believe. Or is that Rojas?
Yeah.
I try to get those 23 and 22 straight.
That was Rojas.
You sure it was?
Yep. He's coming up from the bottom of the pile.
All right, turn around, guy.
There he goes.
Yeah, is that Rojas?
That's Rojas.
22?
Yep.
Yep. And he did that on the touchdown run, Joe. He came to a certain point. He saw the opening, and then he just tried to get through it as quickly as he possibly could. And he got the first down at the 20-yard line.
He's what you call the tackle-to-tackle kind of runner. He can see the little holes and hit it quickly.
He uses his blockers effectively. Hand off to Ralph Garcia, and they're going to bring him down for no gain, or maybe a loss of one. Ralph is kind of the fullback on the team, but that's just to give these other guys a little break.
Oh, you want to keep those defensive ends and those defensive tackles honest.
Well, he's bringing them in. You know, Tony V is going to bring them in, and let's see how he works it. This is 2nd down and 11 to go. We're just underway in the second half. That drive, by the way, that 80-yard drive only took 1 minute and 47 seconds. Lopez again. Cervantes in motion, going wide. They're going to throw the ball. He's got a wide open receiver down here. De Leon at the 5, 4, touchdown, Joe De Leon. He got behind the defender, and he was wide open, and Lopez found him just like that. A 21-yard touchdown from Randy Lopez to Joe De Leon. Panthers on the board again.
Wide open, Terry.
Wide
Joe
open.
De Leon. He couldn't be more wide open than that.
Lopez was under some pressure to throw, but he saw that opening. He just got her underway, and it was all up to De Leon to go back and get it, and he just took her in from 5 yards out. It was 21-yard play, a catch and run, and the Panthers, just like that, are on the board again.
Different team, Terry, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Low snap, kick by Bocanegra is up, and it is good. He just barely gets him over the crossbar.
That's scary, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's 26-16, boom, just like that, as John Madden would say, boom, 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 I guess. Yeah. That is 14 points in about 3 minutes and 35 seconds here in the second half.
And how funny, Terry, one on the ground and one through the air.
Yes, but I mean, that turnover, they took advantage of it, and now all of a sudden Rio Grande City is looking at a different animal. They came into the second half with a lot of hope, Joey, but man, all of a sudden, here come the Panthers out, and they're a different team.
And the fact is, now the Panthers defense is rested a little bit. They know that if they get the ball back, their offense is going to go down and score.
Well, they're
that's
running
exactly that's exactly what a defense needs.
They're running between the tackles. That's what they're doing. They were trying to get outside the line in that first half, and they're just simple go-ahead running. Oviedo is back out there. He's in the middle on this kick return team. On the far side of the field is Julian Aguilar, and on the near side, I believe, is number 22, Arnold Chapa. But here we go. Eric Hernandez, number 29, the kickoff man. High end over end kick. And over the head of the receiver into the end zone. He's going to have to get it. And again, the special teams, this is another area we've talked about. Have they improved in the second half already on 2 kickoffs?
Yeah, and that's exactly what you need. We talked about the 3 areas of a football team: special teams, defense, and offense, and they've improved in every area right now.
Well, they look like a totally different team. And really, Rio Grande City now, after getting all that confidence going ahead, 16-12, all of a sudden now they've got 80 yards to go, and they're looking at a very fired up Weslaco High football team. Man in motion. Inside handoff. Oh, they trip him up at the line of scrimmage. There's that tackle again. That's number 4, Chris Guerra.
45.
And 45 out there.
Michael Sines.
Michael Sines, and got it back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
And that's what you need. Michael Sines went in there, grabbed the runner, got up, pumped up, gets everybody else around him pumped up, and they bring on the next play. Let's go.
Yep. All right, the clock running down. Weslaco leading now, 26-16, looking to increase it if they can. They got to get the football back to Alapa with a football. Hand off to Oviedo. He's got some room, squirts ahead, breaks a tackle. He's up over the 30 to the 33-yard line. He's not a tough runner, but man, can he can squirt.
Yeah, just a slight bit of room, and he's through the hole.
Yep. He don't need, and he's big, and not very big, so he doesn't need a big hole.
But you know what stopped him last time, Terry, was the fact that they hit him hard. The Panthers, if they hit like they did last week, and what everybody was telling me, they were knocking some jaws around. If they do that tonight, that runner's going to stop because he got hit. He doesn't want to get hit like that again.
Well, let's see how it works out. First down and 10, they move the sticks.
I formation.
Yep. A lap of the quarterback, under center, I formation. Hand off to Gonzalez. He got some running room, and he gets about 5 or 6. Dominic Elmore secured the tackle. Looks like Montiel might have tripped him, but Dominic was able to stop him about 6 yards by the hard running
Oviedo.
No, that was the big guy that time. That was 32, Gonzalez, Jaime Gonzalez. He was the one to get the football. Oviedo, you can tell, he's just a little guy.
He's hard to.
Yeah, he's hard. He's easier to spot. He really is. He gets the ball. Him and Guerra are about the same size. Third down, second down, about 3. Fake the handoff, and inside, actually the inside handoff, and up to the 50-yard line. There's that running again. Omar Pena gets the tackle, but not before Guerra picks up a big yardage up to the 49. I was watching the play. I thought maybe Alafa had it, but the handoff went inside to number 4, Guerra. And Oviedo's coming out of the ball game. Going to get the play now. He's going to go right back. Yeah, he's actually carrying the play in from the sideline. He went to the coach, turned around, and here comes Rio Grande City again. They did this in the first half. They could move the sticks. They're doing a good job on that. Hand off to Oviedo, cuts against the grain, still going, squirts back, still going, and down to the 40-yard line. I'll tell you what, he is quick.
What an elusive runner, too.
Yes. Yeah, he went to the left side and cut back in, and like I said, he's quicker than any back that Harlingen South had. And this is good, though, for Weslaco because they're going to face some pretty good backs when they get into that district part of the season. I believe Brownsville, Hannah or somebody has this Tostado kid.
Brownsville Pace.
Pace, and I'll tell you, he's like an all-valley caliber player.
Yeah, they're looking at him at being an all-valley player this year.
All right, 1st and 10, Alafa again. Fumbles the ball. Who picks it up? I think the Panthers say they got it.
Number 9.
Wait, see. Is that
nope,
number?
It went back.
Did they get it back? Let's see.
They got it back.
Boy, they burnt the play. Who wants it? Who's got it? I believe Rio Grande City is going to retain control.
I thought for a while Nathan Alvarado had it.
He dropped the snap.
Yeah, and Nathan being the nose guard was right there on top. And he actually tripped the ball out. It popped out, and the offensive lineman jumped on it.
He lost about a yard in the play, ball back to about the 42-yard line, but that burned him down. Alafa under center. Again, handoff to Oviedo. Gets to wide. He's still cutting. This guy is down at the 32. He's going to be close to a first down, but he's picking up 8 yards before Weslaco can even react to him.
And talk about a player making a difference. Yep. Injured player, it looks like, for a little bit.
Weslaco got a player a little bit. Now he's coming back in, but I want to tell you, I don't know where the penetration is. The defensive, they're beating the line. Right now, the line of scrimmage is being won by Rio Grande City.
Well, the Panthers are shooting the gap, Terry. Yeah. It's just the fact that Oviedo is running around him. I mean, he's just
quicker.
They go one way and he goes the other.
All right, here we go. Inside handoff again, not much. They try to dive inside on 3rd and very short. I believe he's got the first down, but Guerra got the carry. He didn't get much. Didn't need much. Let's see if they move the sticks now.
You know what's unusual, Terry, is you have a lot of the linebackers playing down linemen. Want this?
4th down, he didn't make it. 4th and about 1. Oh,
wow.
Big play here. Panther defense trying to get fired up.
Quarterback sneak.
Yep. No, Oviedo. He's got it and then some. He's down to inside the about the 25-yard line. Once again, he's going over that left side, so you got to give credit to the left guard and the left tackle on that side because they're moving Panthers back, and Oviedo's getting some good yardage.
You know, he's become their workhorse, Terry.
Yep.
Left guard and left tackle.
With Ortega out, the big guy that was out for the season, you knew somebody had to step up.
Well, remember I told you about the best offensive lineman? That's the left guard, Terry.
Okay.
That left guard, number 78, is moving and opening up big holes.
All right, handoff, coming wide on a delay, cut back against the grain. That's Gonzalez. He didn't get a lot. He got down maybe to the 25. And Jaime Gonzalez.
And I think, Terry, if you look at Rio Grande City, who is the best runner? Number 3.
Well, so far.
Yeah, and you look at number 32. What is his best capability? He's a better receiver. As a running back, he's a juke and jive type of guy. Number 3 is the straight kind of nose runner. Here they are in the I formation again.
All right, 1st and 10. Alafa, handoff to the second man through, and trying to get wide. And this time, Oviedo's not going to make it. This time they wrap him up. Big number 35 for Weslaco, and that is Michael Thompson in on the stop. He was one of the tacklers, but that was, well, they still give him about 2 yards, I believe. Ball is on the 25-yard line, 24-yard line. It is third down, and the scoreboard says 8.
One of the few seniors of that team.
On our team, yeah, we don't have their class standings for Rio Grande City, but for Weslaco, not too many seniors.
Yeah, not too many seniors.
All right, big third down play for the for the defense and for the offense, but especially for the Panther defense. I formation again. They're going to throw left-hander. He's got a man coming across the middle. Whoa, hello, Eric Hernandez and Sabino Reina did a little. Oh my! You got to be kidding me.
I think what the back judge saw was a little bit of taunting, but I don't think that was. It was just excitement from a player. He got hit hard, and the Sabino Reina got up and was excited about it.
No, they had him cleanly stopped.
Yeah.
And this is the kind of penalty, like I said, we had penalty problems last week, and this is the kind of penalty you just can't afford because this keeps the drive going.
This is one of those penalties, Terry, where the ref is saying, okay, look, we don't want things to get out of hand. And so they figure that if the taunting, it was a ridiculous call. And I'm sorry to say that to some of the refs out there, but that was just a player celebrating a big hit. Yeah. That was nothing more than that.
Now that either way though it hurts because now the drive keeps going and the clock and the down box goes to the first down, ball at about the 12-yard line, and this is really going to allow Rio Grande City to try to get back in this thing.
Yeah.
A lap of the quarterback. Handoff coming around, now cutting back at the 10, the 5, and well, actually maybe the 8-yard line. Got a little momentum going that time. And maybe a couple 3 yards in the play. Was that Oviedo?
Yeah, it looked like him.
He was coming. His best moves are the spin moves he makes. If he just runs straight ahead, the Panthers are going to take him down. He's not a tough runner, but he's got some. He can make that 360 in the air really quick
and make you look silly doing it.
Second down and about 5 on the play. Hand off to Oviedo again. He's trying to cut back against the grain, and they're going to bring him down. Maybe not too much yardage, about the 6 or 7 yard line. The Panthers tackling though has been a little bit more intense in the second half. They've been a little bit more sure-handed.
Yeah, going back to the hard hitting, that's exactly what they need to do, Terry. Go back and punish the runner. Don't let the runner know, let him know that you just went through a Panther defense.
Well, the running back / linebacker, Ryan Flores, was one of the tacklers on that last play. Third down and about 4 or 5 to go. They need to go down to about the 2 or 3 for a first down. Alapa again. Cut again, still getting to the wide. 5 and almost into the end zone. Do they give it to him? Omar Pena on the stop. I think he got maybe to the 1, but what he got was the first down.
Yeah, so.
Oh, and that's Oviedo.
Yeah, 4 first downs.
Yep. And that penalty has been the big play in the drive so far.
And I can't stress this enough, Terry. That was not a dirty hit. That was not anything.
No, it wasn't.
It was just a kid celebrating a big hit, and that's a shame.
Unfortunately, they have that rule in there, and they like I said, the refs are a little oversensitive sometimes in that particular call. Alapa, first and goal from the 1. And Guerra, he's into the end zone. Chris Guerra from 1 yard out, and Rio Grande City back on the board again, 26-22. So a long, sustained drive of 80 yards. Remember, this started on their own 20, and they just moved it down the field very methodically. And they've been backing the Panthers defense up all night long.
You called this, Terry. You said it was going to be a high-scoring game.
Well, and we got a long ways to go yet. And right now, it's just, is there one team who can get this went back and forth last week against Harlingen South, and we're really looking for that one team that can jump out and establish a lead, and neither team right now has been able to run and hide away from the other team.
Yeah.
It's 26-23.
It's one of those games, so you don't know what's going to happen, and you got to wait till the end.
Well, we're down to 1:11. This has been a quick quarter. We haven't had hardly any passing, if I can remember it all. I don't remember any.
Just the one touchdown pass.
Yeah, the touchdown pass. That was it.
Did Rio Grande City pass the ball at all during this drive?
I don't think
remember.
So. No, they might have had one, but I don't remember. Yeah, they did. We got the penalty on it. We celebrated.
That's right. That's right.
The one penalty was a biggie. That to me was the key play of that 80-yard drive.
Yeah.
Other than the fact that they moved the ball right well, but we had them 3rd and long, and actually that would have brought up 4th and long. But they got the ball down and then took it in. 26-23 with 1:11 to go. And like I said, this is very reminiscent The last week the game was very close, very close. And actually the Panthers didn't put it away until the fourth quarter when they scored a bunch of touchdowns. So they played real close for 3 quarters, and then the Panthers just took over. But we're getting close to that fourth quarter. Kick this time. 10-yard line picked up there. That's Cervantes behind some blockers trying to get to the outside. 20, 25, 30. And there's flags into the middle of this one at about the 30, actually the 23-yard line. I thought he was up to the 30. And this might be another penalty against the Weslaco Panthers. And they have had a bunch tonight.
Yeah, and I'm trying to figure out what happened. I didn't see what happened. Coaches got out there and got really upset about something.
Some kind of a blocking penalty because it came right at the end of the run. And it wasn't face mask or anything like that. But what it does though, Joey, it puts you back again. You just, you have to start and go 80 yards. That makes it tough every time you got to do that.
Yeah. The only advantage to that, Terry, is that it could take a lot of time off the clock.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, if they can sustain that offense, that's even a break.
And actually push them back even further when I were on the 10-yard line.
Well, block in the back, I guess is what they call it. 1:01 to go to the end of the quarter. This quarter has been quick, to say the least.
Yeah, it went by fast.
Yep, because nobody stopped the clock other than the touchdowns. Ball on the 11-yard line. Lopez looking around here. The clock hasn't started yet. Probably won't until the snap of the ball. Cervantes in motion. Gets a handoff. He's got a runner in front of him. 10. Trying to cut back against the grain. Might have got to the 11. And I'll tell you, Rio Grande City is closing up the Panther blockers. Instead of 2 blockers out there, there's only 1. Larry Cardenas, the center out there, though.
Was he pulling?
Yes. He was out there along with number 27, Servando Herrera.
Well, that's easy for him. Last year he was a guard, so he was used to pulling.
Well, you don't see centers pulling the ball that much, but that's going to bring up second down at about 9. They're giving them about a yard. We're down to 29 seconds. This could be the last play of the quarter. Inside handoff to Rojas behind some blockers. Gets to the outside 11. Cuts up. And shakes off a tackler to the 15, maybe between the 15 and 20. He's going to be close to a first down. He's out of bounds with 14 seconds to go. Now they're running the clock. I thought he was out of bounds, to be honest with you.
I guess the ref there moved his arm like to keep on moving the clock.
Well,
we're going to fourth quarter.
Yeah, we're going to go to the fourth quarter, and we've played 3 quarters already. The score 26-23, Weslaco with the lead.
I am an American soldier.
I am an American soldier.
I am an American soldier.
I live the Army values.
I will never accept defeat.
I am the guardian of freedom
and the American way of life.
I am the Army National Guard.
Defend freedom. Visit 1-800-GO-GUARD.com today.
All right, we start the fourth quarter at Joe Sanchez Stadium in Rio Grande City. The Panthers only leading by 26-23, and they have a huge third down and 3 play to go here, Joey. Ball on the 23-yard line. Hand off to Rojas, trying to get wide. He's got some room. Cuts up the field, cutting back. 30-yard line, and John Rojas comes through with a first down. We move the sticks, and you're right, Mr. Cabillo. This is where you need one of those long drives. Very boring, but coaches love that kind of play when you can get 4 and 5 yards, maybe stretch it to third down, and then pick it up and just keep the drive going.
Well, as an offensive lineman, you love him too because you get to pound on the guy in front of you. He has no idea what you're doing. All you know is that he's getting tired.
Yep.
Yeah, that he's tired, and you're just going to pound on him, pancake him.
All right, hand off to Burciaga, and he dragged the guy for about a yard or 2, only up to the 31. Aaron getting his first action of the year. Did not play last week. I believe he played in one or two of the scrimmages though. But last week I think he was just being held out for precautionary reasons.
Well, he's a game changer, so you want him healthy.
Well, we're underway here in this fourth quarter. It's anybody's ball game. Remember, Weslaco led at the end of one quarter, but then Rio Grande City led at the half, so we don't want to see that again. Hand off to Cervantes.
Rojas.
Oh, Rojas again. I thought it was a 0 on the uniform. He gets up to the 44. RC has not got the yardage tonight. It's been John Rojas. And Rojas was kind of quiet in the first half. I was kind of wondering where he was at, and then all of a sudden he's alive.
And you got to love this kind of runner that Rojas is. He's a patient runner, follows his blockers very well, waits for the hold to develop, and then just gets some kind of speed and goes through it.
Well, the Rattlers want a timeout. Remember in the first half, Joey, the timeouts were almost used up by both teams by this time. But, of course, second half, coaches will protect those timeouts a little bit more. You know?
Yeah, they're not as easily spent.
Yeah.
Get your hands up. With so many things to choose from, no wonder many choose to be crunk-free.
We're here at the heart of Dry County celebrating the Soberville victory. So tell me, Eric, what is the secret for you winning the championship?
Staying crunk-free, baby!
This is Sola McSober reporting to you live with the latest sports news.
If you're under the age of 21, you will be arrested, fined, and you will lose your license for 365 days. Know the facts and be part of the solution.
All right, both teams, the Panthers coming back out. Rio Grande City calling the timeout, I believe, Joey, maybe to kind of slow the momentum a little bit, maybe get their play. Remember, the second half is all about conditioning, and we are on a very, very warm, and more than warm, a humid night. I don't think the temperature is that high, but the humidity's got to be close to 90 to 100%.
Yeah, you're just sweating standing up.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the flag's hardly moving at all, and you get that in the early part of the season. You're going to get some of those high humidity, decent heat type of evenings. It just happens a lot in the Rio Grande Valley. First down and 10 for Weslaco. Handoff, a breaking a tackle.
Rojas.
Is that Rojas again? Down the line, he's got a blocker out in front of him. And
who is that?
I don't think it's Rojas, but it might be.
No, Rojas, who's the one that threw that block? That was a great block, gave Rojas another 10 yards on that carry.
Ralph Garcia, the ball carrier. I didn't think Ralph had that speed, but man.
Was that Ralph Garcia?
Ralph Garcia. I'm listening to the PA announcer. I'm going to have to get some binoculars before
Number
the next
23,
game.
that's right. No.
32.
32.
That was Ralph Garcia. We're thinking 22. The 2s and 3s on these uniforms from our distance is very hard to see. Like I said, I used to have some binoculars. I'm going to have to get me some good ones because the old eyeballs and we're a long ways away to see this, so we get the fans at home a good chance to know what we're talking about here. First down and 10. Handoff. Coming wide. A big boy again. That's Burciaga inside the 15 to about the 14. Now when we see the big guy, it's going to either be Ryan Flores or Aaron Burciaga.
And, you know, I was trying to point out the kid that made that great block and gave that runner 10 more yards, 86, and that's Jacob Chapa. Yeah, he made a good block earlier. What a great blocking tight end. Get down the field and block for your runners and give them an extra chance for get 10, 15 yards.
Well, the ball right now is on the 15-yard line, and the Panthers are responding to this touchdown with a drive of their own. Lopez again. I believe that's Rojas trying to get wide. He's trying to come back against the grain. He didn't get much, maybe a yard or two, but you know, we got a ways to go. We got lots of time. We're just underway in the fourth quarter. And it's going to bring up, I believe, third down. Third down. The score clock says 3rd and 2, so this is a pound them out, drive them out type of drive here. They went student body left in that play. Now let's see if they go student body right here. Burciaga is back in the ball game.
Now, do you run to the short end of the field, or you run into the?
Well, we'll wait and see. Let's see what Tony B has got up his sleeve. Burciaga is the deep back.
He's throwing all of us out.
Yep. Lopez again. No, inside handoff and fumble the ball, and Rio Grande City comes up with it. Oh my, that was jolted out. What a break for the Rattlers as the Panthers were driving for what it looked like a touchdown. He was wide open, and the ball was just jolted out of his arms and right into the hands of a Rio Grande City Rattler.
Wow. It looked like he almost passed him the ball. That's how much it popped out.
He was hit hard, but we have not had many fumbles tonight.
No.
We've held the ball real well tonight, but
and Rojas is a sure ball handler.
I don't know if that was Rojas or Rojas or Garcia. I don't know.
That looked like Rojas, I think.
Well, one of the 2s at the end. Well, here we go. Now the defense has got to come out and try to get the ball back. Alapa, he's going to have it at about the 7 or 8 yard line. Score clock actually says 8 yard line. And the Panthers, they got him in the backfield.
Elmore.
Dominic Elmore. This is about the time last week when Elmore got in front of a pass, Harlingen South got behind, started throwing the ball. Elmore stepped in front of one at the 50 and took it in for it, and that really broke the back of the Hawks. But this team, since they started out, Joey, the first quarter passing, they haven't thrown the ball a lot since then.
Yeah, we talked about a young team, Terry, coming up here, and the Panthers are just that, a young team. But last year they showed us they got a lot of heart as sophomores. So
yeah, why run or why pass when you can run the ball as good as they're running the ball?
Exactly.
All right, Alapa again. And cut back. Oh, big pancake hit at about the 12-yard line.
45.
Yep, that is Michael Sines. Up to about the 12. They've got to come to about the, I'm guessing about the 18 or 19. It's third. They're saying 3rd and 2, 3rd and 6. 3rd and 6 to go here. I'm looking at the timeouts, Joey. Rio Grande City has 2. Weslaco has all 3 of their timeouts, and this could come right down to the end here.
Yeah, that's why Tony V's holding on to those timeouts.
I'm not sure what we're waiting for here, but it's big. This is huge. 3rd down and long from deep in their own territory.
And Terry, the 25-second clock has not moved.
Yep, I'm not sure of why that has happened. Maybe they're having problems with it. All right, they're going to come to the line here, and it's still not moved. Now it goes. Alapa under center. He's going to roll to throw. He's a lefty. Out in the middle, wide open.
Oh,
and knocked
beautiful.
down by Omar Pena. He came up as a center fielder. He didn't even go for the interception. He was just going up to knock it down. I'll tell you what, though, he came close to interference because it looked like he put his hand on the back of the receiver.
Yeah, a beautiful play by Omar Pena.
4th and long. Yep, Omar Pena. He just saw the ball all the way.
That's exactly what they teach you as a DB.
All right,
go in there and knock
now,
the ball off.
Now, how many times have they? I don't know if they've punted. Maybe once tonight.
I don't remember seeing the punter very much.
Maybe once early on in the ballgame. R.C. Cervantes.
That's right. They did punt one time because their quarterback was their kicker.
Right, Alapa. And Alapa's back there. He's at about the 3-yard line. R.C. Cervantes near midfield. Good snap back. The left foot kicker straight up. He didn't get much on it. And he gets a little bit of a bounce to about the 41, 42-yard line. We had a tough break last week in a game where the Harlingen South kicker hit it, or our kicker kicked it right in the back of one of our guys, and it was a fumble. Harlingen South got it. I mean, you try to avoid that, but you kind of have I don't know what kind of look you have on your face if you get caught at that. Get right off the helmet of somebody.
Is that one of those football follies?
Yes, it could be. But anyway, here we go. We got good field position. Now let's see if we can hold on to the ball. The best thing about that, Joey, is that we got the ball with 7:46. I almost did it again. 7:46 to go in the ball game. The ball on the 41-yard line. Now we need a long drive to maybe take 3 minutes off the clock. Hand off to Jimenez, and I'll tell you, from here that looked like a face mask, but it's not. Francisco Jimenez with a carry, 23. Didn't get much on the play. And let's see how it goes. I see Jimenez out there, 23. He might be going back and forth with Rojas. But the clock keeps going. Panthers really not in any hurry with a 3-point lead, but they need a touchdown if they want to get any margin in this thing. Because one thing Rio Grande City has not done tonight is thrown the long bomb.
Yeah. Well, their quarterback is the kind of quarterback that looks for one player.
But we're going to have a timeout because they're down to 3 on the clock. So Tony Villarreal says, okay, it's time to use that first timeout. Timeout on the field. 7:06 to go in the ball game. 26-23, the Panthers in the lead.
It's been a passion of mine to make a difference in a child's life. I began my career in the classroom, and over the years I've climbed the ranks of administration, with the last stage serving as Weslaco superintendent. I am proud of my accomplishments, including being named Region 1 Superintendent of the Year. But this couldn't have happened without my education at UT Pan American. It gave me the knowledge to be a leader for our youth. UTPA made a difference in my life. It can make a difference in yours.
All right, play about ready to resume. Tony Villarreal has used his first time out here in the fourth quarter. And let's see what he set up here, Joey, because he only got about 1. Now they're saying 27 carried the ball in the last play. That is Servando Herrera. He had been out there for blocking mostly. Burciaga is in the lineup right now. I don't see John Rojas. I see Ralph Garcia out there. And R.C. Cervantes out there almost every play. Burciaga is in the backfield.
Jimenez is out there as well.
Okay. Fake. Lopez. Oh, this time they've got him. This time they moved everybody to the right. They tried that same play earlier that he scored a touchdown on. And this time Rio Grande City took his helmet off.
He hurt his leg pretty bad.
Oh, man.
He hurt his leg pretty bad.
All the trainers are out there right now.
Yeah.
And, boy, that is not – when your quarterback goes down, that hurts.
That was a pretty hard hit.
Yeah, well, I think more than hard, Joey, I think what happened is they twisted him a la Joe Theismann back or something of that nature. But you're right. It looked like a very awkward way that he was taken down. It wasn't like a big bomber hit, but it was like a play where, like I said, they stretched. One leg was going one way and the other leg was going the other way. But
and you saw the trainers come out immediately.
Oh, yeah. And he's going to have to come out of the ball game for at least one play. Who backs up the quarterback? Nathan Alvarado?
I think Nathan was doing the
I
snaps.
saw we saw him in pregame, didn't we?
Yeah, he's one of my students. He's an auto tech kid. And I didn't expect him to be a quarterback, but he was out there taking snaps.
I've got some of mine out there. I don't know if they remember me. I'm sure they do.
Who could forget you, Terry?
Yeah, nobody forgets Mr. Daly. Yeah, but he can't hardly walk. Look at him trying to get off the field.
And what a tough kid. That looked nasty, and he getting up from that. Man, what
is that Alvarado coming out?
Yeah, he's coming out.
Yep. Well,
he's one of those big type of quarterbacks.
Well, they're going to have to rally behind him because he lost yardage. It's third down. He's going to come into a tough situation. Third down at about 13. Remember, the Panthers took over up to the short punt and whatnot like that. They still hold a 3-point lead, but remember, it was Rio Grande City in the first half that scored late in the half. So right now we need a score to kind of put Rio Grande City back again.
Yeah, you know, one thing I've learned about Nathan, he's pretty poised kid. I think he can handle this kind of situation.
All right, here we go. Big third down play. Alvarado in as the backup quarterback. And I hear the whistles going. I have no idea. So it looks like a timeout was called or something. They're pointing toward Rio Grande City like they had called a timeout before the snap. And I guess that's what it is. So they've used up their second timeout. Well, I don't understand this. They're pointing toward Rio Grande City, but now they're showing only one. They're fixing the clock again. That's what I thought. We have two, they have one.
Yeah.
Okay, at one time it was the other way around, and I knew that we'd only called one. And this is a break because this is going to give Tony V and his offense a chance to kind of talk to Nathan, settle him down. He was out there. He had taken the snap. And somebody, R.C. Cervantes or John Rojas or Burciaga, who knows? And I don't know what kind of arm Alvarado has. And you do know that because that play was snapped off, if Lopez is healthy, he can come back on the field. He only has to be out for one snap.
Yeah, they look like they're giving Nathan the play. He's still out there.
Yep. Offensive coordinator is Gabe Pena, co-offensive coordinator, along with Gabe and Baldo Pena. All right, here we go. Third down and about 13 to go. Alvarado, Rio Grande City showing blitz, penalty marker. He rolls. He's got a man wide open down there, De Leon, and he can't get to the ball. But a penalty marker came down fairly quick, and the ball was just underthrown a little bit. De Leon had his man beat down there. That's going to bring up fourth down and 13, depending on the penalty.
And Nathan has a pretty pass, it's just not far enough.
Offside. I thought they might have been. That's going to give them a break. It's still going to be third down. Going to be about 9, but gives them a chance to keep the ball. Now, this is where your punter. Now we could use a 25-yard punt.
Yeah, one of those small little punts.
Small punt now. You know, we needed a big one earlier, but this time. All right, coming back on the field. And Alvarado still out there, the quarterback, coming into the ball game, number 11, Joseph Martinez.
He's the one with a big catch at the beginning of the game.
Yep, third down and about 7 or 8. Here comes the rush. Handoff. Rojas cuts it back against the grain. Oh, he's tripped up as he gets to the outside. And it's going to bring up fourth down and about 2 or 3 yards to go.
He had one guy to beat Terry.
John Rojas, I thought he was going to get that first down. Now it's fourth down and short. Do they bring the punter in? I do not see Bocanegra.
Nope.
Big gamble by Tony Villarreal. Fourth down and about 3 or 4 yards to go. Now we do have a timeout here, but Bocanegra is not in the lineup.
This is where you have trust in your defense. If you don't make it, this is where your defense is going to step up.
Well, for Rio Grande City, yes.
Well, no, I'm talking about for the Panthers.
Yeah.
If they don't make it, then their defense is going to step up.
Fake handoff, coming wide. Against the grade, a first down and then some spinning. Rojas, 20, 15, 10, still going down near the goal line. Did he make it? No, but he's on the 1 yard line. John Rojas. Wow.
What a play.
He
play.
is, his cousin used to be a pretty darn good player too, Marco Rojas.
Yeah.
And who was the other one? The Rojas in between. Marco, the older one. The younger one played football and basketball. Tremendous player.
You had to ask me that question.
Yeah, I know. My mind went blank here. But Marco Rojas was one of them. And I'm trying to think of the other one who played football and basketball, and a tremendous player for Weslaco as well.
What a big play, Terry.
Oh, man.
Perfect timing.
2-yard line, and look for maybe Burciaga.
1st and 10 on the 1-yard line.
We got Ralph Garcia and Burciaga out there. Hand off to Ralph Garcia, fighting for the end zone. He might have got to the 1. But what he's doing, other than that, he's taking some time up.
Yeah.
We got 5:16 to go. Even if we take a couple of plays, we can get this thing down under 4. Rio Grande City is really going to have to hustle to get, because here's
make
where
it 2 scores.
Yeah, it's got to be a 2-score ball game, and this is where the extra point really comes in.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, we score as an automatic too, because we go up 9. Did we call timeout? Yes, we did. Coach Tony B and Weslaco's used up their second timeout. And this is big. 4:52 to go in the ball game. Weslaco up 26-23 on the 2-yard line, thanks to one Mr. John Rojas.
The big guy.
Yep. I had John as a student in the 8th grade. He just flat come up to me and said, "Sir, I'm going to be on the varsity next year."
Wow.
And he was for about, he came up when we went like 3 rounds deep into the playoffs that one year. And he got on there kind of at the end of the year, but he was doing some fancy stuff for the JVs that year. And then last year, he was one of the better runners on the team.
And we talked about that sophomore class being such a great class. So that's why they're here.
He actually got the chance to play with our buddy Mishak Rivas. Here we go, goal to go. Burciaga, he's going to be held short. Once again, they're going off that left side, maybe getting to the 1-yard line.
Burciaga had hit in the back of the backfield.
Here we go. 3rd down and goal to go. Now we're down to 4.5 minutes to
Injury
go.
timeout.
Who's injured?
One of the Rattlers.
Okay. I believe John Rojas has come back in. No, RC Cervantes. Who we got out there? Cervantes, Burciaga, and Servando Herrera out there on the field right now for Weslaco.
And I'm looking for Randy Lopez on the sidelines. I can't find him anywhere. Nor the normal training tables, I don't see them.
Oh, that's right. Nathan Alvarado is the quarterback.
Yeah.
And he's engineered this drive. Why not him? Can Alvarado run the football?
Yeah. He's a big guy. He can do it.
Yep. Well, he's a nose guard tonight.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know if he's going to be playing any more nose guard. You don't want a chance of getting your backup quarterback hurt playing a defensive position like that. All right, here we go. 3rd and goal to go. Alvarado leads him out. Man in motion, inside handoff, coming wide. Into the end zone. No, they get him down at the 8-yard line. I thought Herrera had scored. Now that's going to bring up 4th down. And RC Cervantes getting up a little bit stiff-legged. Now, what do? If we kick a field goal, it's a 6-point ball game.
They'll keep an offensive lineman out there.
They're goal to go, yep.
They're walking out. They're going to go for it.
I still don't see Bocanegra out there.
The good thing about this, Terry, is that they've created more space for them.
Yep.
And when you go backwards sometimes and you're that deep into the end zone, you create a little more space for the offense to run.
Our top receiver, though, is limping off a little bit, RC Cervantes.
Yeah.
Well, it's 4th down and goal to go. The ball is on the 7-yard line. Boy, they had an opportunity. They had 1st and goal at the 2. We still need some points because 3 points is not going to be enough. Because you got to know that Rio Grande City is going to get everything they got when they come out of here.
9 seconds left on the.
I think they're going to take a timeout.
Yeah.
They've got 1 left.
He's letting it go down.
Now they're going to let it go down to 1 second. They called the timeout, and 3:12 to go.
Hi, I'm Sean Johnson of the 2008 U.S. Gymnastics team. I'm here with our friends from VeggieTales to say, be a player, get up and play an hour a day.
Now that's something to flip for.
Well done. For fun ways to get healthy, visit www.smallstep.gov.
Big play for the defense, big play for the
offense.
offense.
They're going to kick?
Yes, Bocanegra. He is at the 15-yard line. That's a 25-yarder.
This is one time we want our kicker to kick the ball straight.
This will force Rio Grande City to score a touchdown if he makes it. Good snap back. Kick is up. And it
Beautiful.
is
Down the middle.
good. And Joey called it right down the middle. It's 29-23 Weslaco. 3:07 in hello defense for Weslaco and special teams. Special teams and defense.
Hand it to Bocanegra. He hit the most beautiful kick that he's had this game
And he had
when he
time.
needed to do it.
He had time, and yes, he made a beautiful kick.
When he needed to do it, he did it. Wonderful composure from the kid.
Yeah, and he didn't kick it just barely over the crossbars.
No.
He got it up in the air a little
He made
bit.
sure it was going to be real good.
So, if you're watching this at home, hang on. Don't go to the fridge and get that sandwich. Okay? The Panther special teams are on the field. They kick off from the 40, just like they did years ago. And who's going to kick off is Eric Hernandez. Not only this guy, that left-handed sidewinder kick, this gives him an extra defender out there. This kid is a headhunter. So now they've got 11 players. You don't just have a kicker out there at the last line of defense. This guy will go down and make the tackle.
Well, normally your kicker is a safety, and that's perfect for him. He can go from sideline to sideline
normally
pretty
your
fast.
kicker is a guy off the soccer team, but in this day and age,
Hey, well,
I was a kicker myself. I was a defensive lineman, offensive lineman.
There was this. The Dallas Cowboys have a kicker, Bueller.
Well, I'm a Beitler, so you know.
Bueller, and he's actually a headhunter as well. He's a kicker, but he go out there and
in
hit.
the old days of football, they always had a position player as a kicker. I remember Lou the Toe Groza, George Blanda, a quarterback for Oakland, was a kickoff man.
There was another kicker for the Redskins with that straight on.
Well, the old days, Mark Mosley.
Yeah, that's.
But he was not a defensive player. He could make a tackle. All right, here we go. Eric Hernandez. Eric spelled with an A. High boomer. All the way down, over the head, back to about the 9-yard line. Here come the Panther special team. And boom, down he goes inside the 20-yard line. Ralph is looking at me like, okay. We're going to have to work on that before next week. That volume nod is moving too quickly. That play took 6 seconds, Joey.
What a great kick. Great coverage.
Oh, yeah, and the coverage was better. The coverage was tremendous.
This is when you need your team to step up, and that's exactly what happened. Every aspect of the Panther squad is working now.
Well, they played well in the second half. They are a second half team. But Alapa is the quarterback inside the 20. Hand up. And who is that? Is that Oviedo? Yep. No. Up to about the 25-yard line. Nope, that's number 7. No, he's run a couple, but he hasn't run that much. That is Julian Aguilar. He hasn't run that much tonight.
I mean, they're similar to the Panthers. They got a lot of running backs in their stable there.
Yep. Well, they're experimenting, like I said, with Ortega out. But here we go. They're down under. They're 2.5 minutes to go. They've got one timeout, and they have to score a touchdown. They can't. A field goal is not going to win it for them. Handoff coming wide again. Back against the grain, and still going.
Wow.
About all he's doing is taking up time, but he got it out to the 35, and he moved the sticks. That's number 27, and that is Javier Vela, another new runner.
They have one timeout left.
And where is Oviedo, and where is Jaime Gonzalez?
Jaime Gonzalez is out there right now.
Is he?
With number 4 out there as well.
That's Chris Guerra. All right, what do we got here?
Coach, timeout. Coach Tony B.
Tony B. That's our last one.
That's our last timeout.
Yep. Well, Rio Grande City's got one. That's it.
Get your hands up. With so many things to choose from, no wonder many choose to be crunk-free.
We're here at the heart of Dry County celebrating the Soberville victory. So tell me, Eric, what is the secret for you winning the championship?
Staying crunk-free, baby.
This is Soila McSober reporting to you live with the latest sports news.
If you're under the age of 21, you will be arrested, fined, and you will lose your license for 365 days. Know the facts and be part of the solution.
All right, both teams coming back on the. You know what I see? I see Guerra. I do not see Oviedo, number 3. I do see number 4 out there.
Number 7's out there in the slot position. So
32, Gonzalez is out there. 1st and 10. Alapa fakes. He's going to throw. Got a man down the field. And caught at the 35-yard line. That's Gonzalez. And now all of a sudden, here comes Rio Grande City with 2:09 to go. One timeout. They did this exactly at the end of the first half. And wow.
And this is what I told you, Terry. They're a good offensive team. You cannot give them too much space.
They gave him time to throw.
Yeah.
He had Gonzalez down the field. First time he's thrown a long way. The first time he's thrown on this drive. And remember, they still have a timeout left. They don't want to score too early because there still is time. And we've got John Rojas who can take it all the way anytime. All right, first down and 10, 33-yard line. The Panther defense trying to do something here. Man in motion. Fake. Olapa. He's got some time again. Still looking. Over the middle. And almost picked off by the Weslaco Panthers. That ball was maybe a little ill-advised. I saw the receiver down there, but I saw two Panthers down there as well.
Sabino Reyna right in the middle of everything.
Yep. But he had all kinds of time to throw. And, he made the effort, but he was double covered, and he didn't take any time off the clock. It's down to 1:48 to go in the fourth quarter. And
what a dangerous pass, too.
Weslaco out of timeout, so they cannot stop the clock to adjust here.
But the Panthers giving pressure when they need it.
Olapa again. Handoff coming wide to Gonzalez, trying to cut against the grain. I think they're going to, they knock him down out of bounds. And
clock is still moving.
Clock is moving at where are they going to mark it? About the 26 or 27. As long as that clock keeps moving, that gives the Panthers, right now the clock is the friend of the Panthers and the enemy of the Rio Grande City Rattlers. We're down to 1:25 to go here in the ball game.
And the Rattlers still have one timeout.
Yep, second down. Olapa again. He hands off to Gonzalez, trying to go wide. He's got the first down and then swung down at the 15. Boy, they're down and they've got one timeout to go here.
That was Aguilar.
Aguilar, number 7. And the Rio Grande City fans are coming alive down in front of us here. But boy, the Panthers are back on their heels, and here's that last-minute drive. Give the quarterback credit for engineering this drive because it looked like the Panthers had it when they scored late in the ball game. But we're down to 12 and counting down. And they've got plenty of time. The ball on the 14. Panthers need a turnover if they can get it. Olapa again. He rolls. He's still rolling. He's going to run the ball. And, he cuts against the grain. And against the grain again, out of bounds.
He stepped out
at the 10-yard line. And I think that's going to stop the clock. Or are they going to run it again?
54 seconds. Yep. He stepped out at the 9-yard line.
Yep. But he moves the sticks, I think. Maybe not.
Now now they got 5 yards.
See, the Panthers cannot stop the clock to adjust to this. They have to go out there and do it on the fly. And that's one of the first times tonight Olapa has just taken off and gone himself. Yeah. Usually he's rolling out the pass. This time, he didn't even look to pass this time.
Well, what they're trying to do, Terry, is get the corners to come up and give him respect as a runner. And if they do that, it's going to probably get up somebody open later on.
All right, he's got Guerra in the backfield with him. Little movement by the Panther defense. Rolling to his right this time. Here comes a rush. The Panthers have got him on a big rush. Back to the 18-yard line.
And they're going to call a timeout now. They have to call a timeout.
And I did not see a penalty. Yeah, they're going to have to use up their last one because they're down to 47 seconds. What a huge defensive play. I did not see the big guy in the middle. I thought made
Jimmy
the play.
Montes.
Okay.
It looked like Jimmy Montes out there. You had the entire defensive line really go out there and make some huge plays.
Well, this timeout is just as good for the Panthers as it is for Rio Grande City. It's going to give them a chance to regroup, talk to their defensive players. But what a huge, huge sack by the Panther defense tonight.
You talk about the perfect play at the perfect time.
Yep. I mean, they had not penetrated all night long, and the one time they do, man, what a great time to do it. Well, the ball is marked at the 18-yard line. It is third down, and they say 13 to go. He can still get a first down, and there's no field goal here. Field goal doesn't help them a bit.
Yeah,
they've got to score a touchdown.
Bucanegra making that great field goal really helped the Panthers out. Now there's no field goal.
They didn't take the timeout off, but I know they're down. They're out of timeouts. Now they do it. Nobody has timeouts left. Olapa is the quarterback. Third down and long. Man in motion, fake, they're going to throw. Still going to throw. Down the middle. Almost. They got the touchdown. Ibarra went for it.
Wow.
And this guy is being mobbed. Number 7, Julian Aguilar took it away.
He had
from number 3.
David Ivada had the interception, Terry. The Rio Grande City player took it out of his hands. and scored the touchdown. What a shocker.
Now we come back to that first quarter on the haunt. And the haunt is we missed 2 extra points. Now, with 1 extra point, they can win the ball game. This is the biggest play of the ball game up to this point, this extra point. Here's a snap, it's low, and it's up though between the uprights, and it is good. And with 41 seconds to go, a stunned Panther faithful across the way as Rio Grande City has taken a 30-29 lead. We talked about this in the first half, Joey, where they marched down the field, got the touchdown at the very end. Well, now it's up to the Panthers. 41 seconds to go, a backup quarterback, and no timeouts.
Yeah, we just hope that
what's being
Randy
discussed
Lopez go
right
out
now?
there. Yeah.
Yeah, we need. Well, first of all, we need a big run back, but they may not let us have that. They may punch it into the middle of the field, take up some time that way.
Well, they've been doing kickbacks. I mean, touchbacks every single time.
Yeah, that's true. They've been kicking good. And the Panthers have played a pretty good second half.
I mean, they came out and scored 2 touchdowns, Terry, in the third quarter, and all of a sudden, Rio Grande City's alive. And what a shame.
Well, they scored 2 touchdowns in about 4 minutes.
Yeah, Ivada had that interception, Terry. Beautiful interception. I know Rafa got this on film. He had the interception just taken away from him.
Well, the kid Aguilar wanted it more. I guess that's how you work it. You know. R.C. Cervantes in the middle of the field.
And we're over here on the Rio Grande City side, and this place is shaking.
Yeah, I feel like about 6 on the Richter scale. All right, PA announcer is certainly excited, that's for sure. Number 88 is the kicker. Now he's going to kick it deep, down to about the 8-yard line.
Get a face mask.
Whoa! I cannot believe they
face
didn't.
Mask.
We saw the face mask from here. That was number 26. I don't. That's Alex Marine. I don't believe I've seen him run all year long.
The back judge actually is the one that threw the flag. The side judge did not even throw the flag. Looked at him, didn't say anything.
I couldn't, but we could see it from him here. It was so obvious.
Personal foul.
Yeah, and he grabbed it pretty good.
Yeah.
Now this is where you'd like to have a couple of your timeouts left.
No, we don't have any, right?
No, nobody does.
33 seconds.
They can't stop it either. So.
And what about 70 yards to go?
Well, let's see where they marked the ball finally.
No.
Well, 66 yards if you want to know exact on the 34-yard line. All of a sudden now, Coach Tony V is going to have to come out of the playbook here a little bit.
And Lopez is back in the game.
Is he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tough kid.
Well, he's a good. Here we go. De Leon out there.
You got 3 of your best receivers out in the formation.
Yep. Lopez to throw, long pass down the field. Oh my, if he'd have got the ball over the defenders, the receiver gotten behind the defenders, had that pass been 10 yards longer, De Leon was off to the races.
Yeah, and Joe De Leon has been running some great patterns.
Well, it only took about 5 seconds, Joe, but I want to tell you what, that pass is 10 yards longer, it's 6 points for Weslaco.
Yeah, and you know, the reason he didn't get that far was because Randy Lopez could not step up and throw the ball.
Well, it looked like he threw off his back foot as opposed to stepping into the ball.
Yeah. If he had gotten this whole thing, and look at him, he's limping.
Yep.
Pulling a Byron Leftwich.
15 seconds on the play clock here. Rio Grande City moving a little bit.
Whoa.
And they get it out of bounds here on the 41-yard line. That's R.C. Cervantes. I mean, who knows? Maybe if they get the ball down to the 25-yard line, we might get another chance for a field goal here.
Flag coming in from the side judge.
21 seconds. We got a time for maybe 3 plays. I got to believe that's offside against Rio Grande City.
Yeah, that has to be.
Yep. The only thing it does is you can't get the clock back. In other words, you can't get the time back off the clock. And you're down to 21 seconds.
And you know why he did not step in? Because he's still limping, Terry.
I see him. Yeah, he's on the far side of the field. He's talking to his coaches over there. You know, I have no idea what this is called. I've got to believe it's offside. Yeah, it is.
It looks like the coaches are taking him out.
Well, they might. What kind of arm does Navarro have?
We saw that. It looked
or
pretty
Alvarado.
good.
I'm sorry, Alvarado.
Nathan has, through one pass and what we saw, I've never seen him throw the ball.
Well, everybody's back on the field. And is Alvarado out there? I think he is.
Yeah, he's out there.
Second down and about 5. It don't matter. They got to go a long way to go here. Alvarado, straight back drop. Big rush put on. Still a rush put on. And he's going to go down, and that's going to do it. I don't know if he's going to have time to get up and down the ball here. The clock is down to 9 seconds here. Got 2 seconds. Now, come on, guys. There's a penalty marker down. They're celebrating here, but there was 2 seconds when that ball hit the ground. So they're going to have to give them one more play.
Yeah, the coach is getting everybody out the field.
And that right now, Nathan got the happy feet. You know, I know that my guys might have been covered, but
yeah, I mean he's
not a quarterback. I mean he can play the position, but you know, and nothing against Nathan. Nathan's done a great job. He's let him, you know. To me, the big part of this ball game was when we had the ball first down and goal at about the 2-yard line and could not score, had to settle for a field goal, if you remember that.
Yeah.
And that 3 points is really that we're down by 1. Because had we scored that touchdown, Joey, it would have been 32 points on the board.
Yep. And this is what we talked about. The PATs, extremely important.
Oh, yeah.
All facets of the game.
Yep. Well, we missed 2 in the first half. We don't know what that's about. But right now, look at the Rio Grande City defense. They've got center fielders back. Oh, they got them over the fence. You know, they're back 35 yards.
Just don't let anybody get behind you. That's
and
what they teach you.
They got 4 down linemen. They're coming after the quarterback. Here they come. He's out of the pocket. And the ball game is over. Rio Grande City is going to celebrate. A heartbreaking loss by the Panthers tonight, losing by a score of 30-29, and you got to give credit to Rio Grande City. They never, ever, ever quit.
And like I told you, Terry, this is a team that a lot of people told me mirrors the Panthers. They're just as strong as the Panthers in certain areas, and the Panthers have needed to watch out. It's a tough loss for the Panthers, a great win for Rio Grande City, but you know what? It's non-district. It does not matter.
You're right. It don't matter. It has nothing to do whether you make the playoffs or not, and you learn sometimes from a loss. 2 games in a row to win on the road is tough for any team.
And we can only hope one thing, Terry, that Randy Lopez's knee is okay and that he can be ready for district play.
Well, yeah, that is true, like I said. And to go on the road in 5A competition is not easy. I don't care who the team is. This is a decent team. The Rio Grande City is a pumped-up team. And, you know, Weslaco, I thought Weslaco played a really good second half and just came up a point short. And, you know, that's going to give you motivation to come back and play a little bit harder the next week. And like I said, this is a young team. They're learning their personality. They're learning who they are, who they can rely on, and you know, and that's just all part of the growing up part. I said on the way over here, this team after the 7th week of the season is going to be a much better team than they are right tonight. They're a team. They're young and they're going to improve tremendously. There's some seeds out there. You can see the growth.
You can do 2 things out of this loss, Terry. You can soak about it and say, you know what, we didn't play our best, we didn't do anything, or you can go and say, use this as an incentive for the next game and the following game after that and say, you know what, we don't like this feeling. We don't like losing. We don't want to do this. And if the sophomores and the juniors, the young team that we have, continue to get better and the coaches direct them in the right way, we will take this loss and use it in a positive manner.
And you got to learn from that. That's true. Well, at the end of the first half and at the end of the ball game, you got to give Joe Alafa a lot of credit. Yeah. He did a good job running this team. He didn't get a lot of yardage, but he was the steady man out there. And Rio Grande City on a Parents' Night are very, very excited here.
The first win of the season.
Yep. On behalf of Rafael Cavazos and Joey Cavillo, this is Terry Peitler wishing everyone a very pleasant good evening from Joe Sanchez Stadium in Rio Grande City, Texas. Final score tonight, Rio Grande City 30, Weslaco 29. Good night, everybody.